Good! Num num numbing! Hello YouTube, hope you're all doing well. We're back with more Caligula Effect 2. Sorry for the lack of streams last week. It tends to be a trend with me that something always happens to kind of make me not want to stream as much or make it harder for me to just suddenly jump back into streaming. But we are back. Last time we left off in this game, we picked up a new party member. We got Kuriko. Or Kuriko Miyasako, I think is how you pronounce their full name. She has, and if I go to status, she has like a samurai sword and everything. She's cool. The only trouble is, despite being pretty cool stat-wise, I mean, she's got a higher attack than Sasara, and there's a still is the level. So to try and balance it out a little bit, I gave them Box of Happiness because it gives a 30% experience gain. So hopefully, although it won't be straight away, over time they will catch up. But I digress. We're still chasing after the current musician. I can't remember the name because it's been a week, but we will find him as we go. It was the one that's like, people, and yet there's so many people here, so clearly doesn't bother them that much. What are you doing? I think that will work. I think that's early enough. Do that instead then. There we go. What helps as well with our new friend here is that she gets more turns real quick. Oh, I should have done that. Whoops. And neither of these guys are going to attack again for a while. Okay. But we're getting closer, Chad. My intention for like the schedules and whatnot of what's coming up is next week is the Final Fantasy 16 DLC. I had to think for a second. So we'll be trying to squeeze that in at some point. We'll take a break from 7 Remake and the long journey that's been... the long and slow journey we've had going through that. The week after, so 2 weeks from now, is... If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Arlecchino that week. Yeah, it is Arlecchino this week, because the live stream's this Saturday. So that's Arlecchino, that's going to be Library of Ruiner as well. Because we haven't heard anything about its release date since that first trailer, so I'm only... And there's no pre-order page, so I'm only assuming it's still coming out 2 weeks' time. And then also is Stellar Blade, which I won't be playing at launch just because it's way too expensive, but I am at least interested in. So it's going to be a little exciting coming up. I also am going to start the sub-goal as well. My intention right now is to maybe do it next week, but there's no guarantee. It just depends how the schedule ends up looking out and like how far we get along certain other things. You know what? You know how it is. Oh, come on. These enemies are getting bulkier. And for those who don't know, the sub goal that we hit, for those that are new, I'm at 500 subs. There were 2 projects that got added to the backlog that I will be doing. One sooner, one way later, just because it's a much bigger project. And that is Sonic Frontiers on extreme difficulty and Okami. Sonic Frontiers I plan to start up soon-ish. I said I might start it next week, but it just depends how the schedule looks and how far on top of certain things we get, etc, etc. Okami, that will be a while. How you wake up, Robu streaming? Hope you're doing well, Ron man. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. We're continuing through the garden. Okay, so our objective's way over there, so we're going to go any other direction. God, these enemies are even higher level. And thankfully my ear is doing better. Which is weird, it's like, the ear that was causing me problems is the ear I, like, don't use. For those who are unaware, when I'm streaming, I have a headset on, like, for the audio, but I always only have it on one ear. I have it over my left ear. It was my right ear that was giving me trouble, and I was like, this is the one I spare. What do you mean? I'm doing fine. I'm going to spend obscene amount of time downloading Genshin wallpapers. Oh, is that for videos, perchance, or is it just, like, in general trying to get them? Something I would love to do with Genshin, but I will probably wait until, like, Snezhnaya at least is out, so, you know, like, another, like, year and a half, potentially, is I would love to do, like, an environmental breakdown, not just, like, the environment to explore itself, but, like, how the music affects it, like, how the enemies are placed, and how it feels towards its, like, that piece of the game, for, like, every region across all the main regions, which is why I said I'd probably wait for Snezhnaya to drop first. Like, go through, like, how is Mondstadt as an environment to explore, but how does it work when it's the first environment to explore? How does the music complement where you're going for the start of the journey? You know, all that sort of stuff. Then go on to Leeway, and it's like, okay, how does it feel with all the mountains? I was giving it Genshin, not to play, it's unfair. It's like, you're going to finally get that video done in, like, however long it takes, and then a Natlan will drop. Which I'm super curious about Natlan. Natlan arguably has the most mystery around it. Like, we know more about Snezhnaya than we do Natlan. The fact that the first time in-game Natlan was mentioned was not until 2.2, I think. It was like either 2.1 or 2.2, is wild. Squad? What other squads are there? Little Miss Key and I are a scenery squad. Our duty is to take care of all the beautiful scenery. Yeah, I'll stick with the Waterway squad, thanks. Because obviously, like, we knew about Natlan from, like, the pre-launch trailer and whatnot, but the first time it was mentioned in-game wasn't until Inazuma, which is just like, wow, yeah, they really are trying to keep, like, Natlan, like, a secret. I think it's time for me to get the plat. It is what it is, dude. It took me, nearly 2 years to get the plat. You know why? Because I didn't have a co-op buddy to get that one goddamn trophy in Leeway. It just sat there for forever, and it's just like, one day I'll get this fucking trophy. Oh, where's it when it rains it pours? There it is. But in saying that, I've got every single trophy, including the ones that don't matter for plats for Genshin. I still am missing one trophy in Star Rail, and that's do all of the Swarm Disaster in Simulated Universe. I am working on it piece by piece. It's just so grindy. Because you have to do Simulated Universe so many goddamn times and get so many like specific results to pan out so many times in a row. Like, it's one thing when, like, a certain challenge on it, it's like, oh, have this thing happen, and then you do it, and then you check back, and it's like, wait, why didn't I get the, like, story progression? And you check it, and it says 1 of 5, and you're like, oh, you bitch, that's 5 playthroughs I have to do at least. Yeah. I think Star Rail's Platinum is significantly less, like, annoying than Genshin's, but that's just because Genshin has mandatory online ones, and it has all the stuff for Spiral Abyss. While Star Rail, by the time you get to the time limit based one, get to rank 65, odds are you've done all the other stuff. You know? Like odds are you're fine. Whilst Genshin, there's probably some people that are max rank that still are missing some things. It's still oddly obnoxious, yeah, true. Speaking of obnoxious trophy grinding, I have still been working on the Tomb Raider Remastered collection. Obviously, I'm not going for 100% because that's too many, but I want trying to get as far as I'm satisfied. I'm doing the hard mode playthrough for Tomb Raider 2, and like an idiot, I didn't read the trophy description or didn't check the trophy list. It's only Tomb Raider 1 that has a don't beat the game without healing once. So guess who did like 80% of the hard mode playthrough without healing, thinking there'd be a trophy at the end, then happened to check after he got super frustrated at an annoying section and realised that I was just making it way harder for myself. This guy. Sorry, I paused for a second because my phone disconnected from the internet, so I couldn't see chat anymore. So I was like, is that just my phone going, or is the internet going? Yeah, I got to the monastery, which, in hard mode, at the monastery, all the monks are trying to kill you off the rip. In the normal game for Tomb Raider 2, the monks will only aggro on you if you shoot any of them. Which, you know, makes sense. So, you could use that to cause infighting between the monks and the mercenary goons. I forget what they're called, the gang. So, in hard mode, all the monks turned on you immediately, but I was still trying to cause infighting, because if I tried to fight them individually, hard mode bullets hurt. Hard mode bullets do like half your health, so I needed to try and cause infighting, and then just clean up what's left, because dealing with just like one guard and what sort of thing at the end is way easier than dealing with like 6 monks, and then when you finally get past them, suddenly have like another 5 guards with machine guns. You know? And there was one particular thing where you have to drop into a room that has 3 monks, but because the drop's just big enough, Lara has to like do like a stilted landing where she like crouches down, so she's held in place for a second. That's enough time for not 1, not 2, but all fucking 3 monks to run up to you and hit you if you're unlucky. So I was saving just before I jumped down, jumping down, mashing jump, hoping that I could get Lara to move, getting bonked, reloading, jumping down, getting bonked, reloading, jumping down, managing to jump past them, try to run, but the monks actually run slightly faster than Lara. That's just their AI shit, so you have to like cut corners to try and get them away from you. So I would try and run away and then get bonked and have to reload. This carried on for 4 hours before I finally got just far enough away, and the only reason I got away with it is that one of the monks got straight up stuck on a pillar. He got stuck on a pillar, so I could just kite the other 2. I managed to kite them far enough away to pull the lever to open the door that releases the 4 guards with guns, run away, climb up a ladder, hide at the top of the ladder, and wait until I couldn't hear any more, like, conflict. And then I saved again, and then go down and pray to God, because it's a blind spot when you go down the ladder, so if there's a guard that just happens to be looking at you when you go down the ladder, you just get shot. So I just had to save, wait a second, try and go down the ladder. If it was wrong, load, wait a couple more seconds, go down if it was wrong timing. Eventually I got all of them done. When I finally got the entirety of the monastery done, and my total playtime said 50 minutes, I went, liar! Because I knew it was just because I'd been loading for like several hours in one spot. It was generally like 3 PM I started that spot, and it was like 9 PM when I got out of like that level. It was hell. And then afterwards, like, once I finished, I was like, so, what other trophies do I actually have to clean up whilst I'm working through this hard mode? And then eventually the penny dropped, I was like, there's not a beat the game without healing trophy in Tomb Raider 2. It's only in Tomb Raider 1, huh? Well, well, I just wasted my fucking time. I could have been done. I could have finished that playthrough yesterday if I had just fucking healed. I know the hard mode's way stingier on the healing, but that's why I thought, it just makes sense. If the game only gives you like 3 med packs across the whole fucking game, I might as well try and do the no healing trophy while I'm at it, not realizing TR2 doesn't have a no healing trophy. Some Genshin to play some friends, continue cleanups. So bringing back my comedic reviews, aka sarcastic happiness machine. Cool, enjoy it. But yeah, all I've got left is the Tinos. I forget what it's called. Like there's something of Tinos. No, Tinos is Tomb Raider 3. It starts with T. It might be like Tintok, or something like that. I don't know. Ice Palace. And then I've got Temple of Shan, you know, the game's namesake. The Flying Kingdom I'm kind of dreading. Flying Kingdom's like, those enemies kick your ass on normal. And then it's just final boss. But if the final boss is anything like TR1's final boss, when I did that on hard, it literally has just got more health. So that won't be too bad. My 40 to be H. That's fair. The problem is, like, But it's the problem in retrospect with a lot of things, like especially like with 7 Remake, is obviously the fact that Remake's just part 1 of the story. And like, so on its own, waiting for 4 years, yeah, there are like narrative things that aren't wrapped up because, well, now we're in part 2, we're literally seeing that start to unravel. You know, like, we're seeing Barrett's mindset get challenged more, which will happen a heck of a lot as we go through. We haven't even got to, like, the tragic shit. We're going to see, like, where Aerith fits into the whole scheme, other than just being, you know, Aerith. And my favourite part, get to watch slowly but surely Cloud's brain literally deteriorate on the screen. Oh, I can't wait for that. Knee joke and whatnot. Yeah, that's fair enough. But that's why a lot of reviewers, they do the whole first impression thing, don't they? Where instead of just jumping straight into a review, they do like a first impression of how they feel about it after like the first few hours. And then leave the review till later, just in case their mind changes after like the initial impression. Plus, it's also 2 videos out of it, so, you know, double the paychecks. Like, we want to be logical about it. I don't know if she still does it, because I haven't watched her reviews in ages, but I know Seer Hunter used to do that, where she'd do, like, a gut impression video, and then, like, a few months later do the review, just, like, after, like the dust had settled sort of thing, to kind of give a more thought-out review. And it was often interesting what would change with her mind from first impression to, like, final review. I haven't watched her videos in a while. I'm still subscribed to her. I just haven't watched some of her recent stuff. I really should. Redo where I'm not as annoyed or biased. Yeah, I mean, what will help as well is that if you're returning to it, other than the obvious fresh perspective, because it's been, you know, 4 years since Remake, it's also the fact that, like, you've seen other people's impressions. You've seen and heard how much I goddamn love Remake, even though I have problems with it myself. You have more of like a general like picture of the grander scheme sort of thing, of like what it's trying to do and where it fits into everything. And if Part 2 continues in the way it's going, Part 2 might genuinely be like a contender for my favourite Final Fantasy. Which will also make the like the expectation on Part 3 a little hard for a lot of people, because I know a lot of people are fucking loving Rebirth, and I'm like, God, if people love it this much, Part 3 is going to be hard to like keep up the momentum. But I say that, I'm hoping Part 3 will be easier for the devs to make, just because they can reuse maps from Part 2. Because a lot of the third act is you revisiting areas from the second act in the original 7, so I imagine they'll do that a lot. The game comes from tone, interesting stories. Compared doesn't have any story context. Yeah, that I will agree with. Even as a huge fan of it, one of the biggest problems with 7 Remake is the moment you realise it's a sequel to Final Fantasy 7 and not a straight remake, you're kind of left in the dust a little too much. I think that Rebirth is trying to do a better job of keeping players in the loop. Like, if you haven't played, you know, these games from 20 years ago, like, I feel like that game's doing a much better job of, like, explaining the small print, essentially, and trying to, like, explain what's different, so even if you're new, you have a better understanding. But it is still an inherent thing where it's like, if you haven't played the original 7 from 1997, if you haven't watched Advent Children from 2001, that really shitty, like, I say shitty, it's alright, but it's like a guilty pleasure film. If you haven't experienced Crisis Core, which is actually, to be fair, it's why they remastered Crisis Core, because they knew it's important. You know, it's all shit that just kind of leaves you a fish out of... Well, yeah, you just said it, fish out of water. That just kind of leaves you in the dark when you play Remake. I mean, 95% of Remake is still the same as the original game. It's just all the ghosts that weren't in the original, and then once you get to the end of the motorcycle section, like at the end of Remake, you don't bump into Sephiroth there. You just fight the motorbug, like the big robot thing on wheels, and then you leave Midgar. You don't do any of that shit with Sephiroth. You don't fight the giant ghost. None of that exists. You just leave Midgar. Because, you know, it was just the end of the first act, not the end of that game like it is in Remake. And so far, Rebirth's kind of going down the same path. Rebirth is like 95% just Act 2 of the original 7. It's just here and there's some Zack shenanigans. It's like, oh, this wasn't in the original. Yeah, I wasn't bothered by the ghosts too much. once they better understood them. What the ghosts represent on a meta level, the ghosts represent the people that wanted 7 Remake to just be the original 7 again. That's like the whole point. They represent like the people's desire for 7 Remake to just be the original 7 again, but in photorealistic graphics. And the whole, like, part of the message of Remake was saying, like, no, as developers, we don't want to just make the same game again. We do want to revisit 7, and we do want to do new things with it, but we need to move away from the shackles of the entire original story to do this new thing we want to do. That was kind of like part of the story of it, that the ghosts represented the fans and how they desired something to just be the original. And it's not meant in any kind of like insulting way or anything like that. That wasn't what they were going for. It's literally just meant as that, as just trying to tell the audience we want to do something different. Let us trust in us to make that we can do it. Which is why the final boss is the way it is, because the final boss is the one thing that's 110% entirely original. It's the let us show you what we can do when we break away from the original script. Like, I like what the ghosts represent. I think the ghosts can be a little frustrating in the moment sometimes, that they kind of just happen, you're like, alright, here we are. But I get what they're about. But equally, all the people that go, oh, the ghosts weren't in the original, oh, I don't like them because it should have been like the original, they always conveniently ignore that, you know, you didn't see Sephiroth once in Act 1, and you see him all the fucking time in Remake. It's like, yeah, no, it's just because the ghosts weren't fun different that you bitched about it, but because Sephiroth is a fun difference that he's actually in Part 1, you know, it's like, it's more, it's exciting, so like, people like that one. Because that was the thing, they kept Sephiroth's, like, as a physical appearance, his identity in the dark for ages in the original 7. You hear of Sephiroth, but you do not see that bitch until Act 2, at all. It's wild, like, they keep him super in the dark. Genova, like, feels like the main villain for, like, most of the game, because you just have no idea who Sephiroth is. Like, it was part of the mystery of the original 7, is that you just don't know who Sephi is, or don't know exactly what's going on with him, or you don't know exactly what his history is. Legend Dragoon got a full remake. I think it should go the original, just improved graphics, like mechanics, and high bit of VAs. Yeah, I mean, like, I said, the trouble is that most developers don't want to just make the same thing again, which is why remakes more nowadays are starting to become more like reimaginings. You know, like, look at the Resident Evil remakes. Almost all of them are radically different from the original, but just share similar plot beats. I think I'm always down for a remake or remaster changing things, as long as the original's still available. Like, Legend of Dragoon is available on modern platforms. I mean, yeah, it kind of feels a bit janky to play, because it feels like it's just emulated to PS1, and it's not like an inherent port to, like, modern platforms. But it's something. So if they remade Legend of Dragoon and did, like, make it more actiony, or changed up the combat formula, or, like, made slight alterations to the pacing, the story, here and there sort of thing, I would be... I say this as someone who wasn't a big fan of that game, though, I'm aware, but I would be more on board with it, because I'd be like, yeah, sure, if I don't like it, the original's still there. And if people don't like it, the original's still there, sort of thing. But then also, and this is the biggest hardship, and it's one of the biggest things why some of my all-time favourite franchises changed so much, is that how they play and how they were when they first came out, although might be kinetic and fun, might not be what the modern audience wants. And that's an impossible task to even try and approach. Because if you obviously, you don't want to compromise your own creative vision. You never want to change what you want to make and all that stuff. But if you make it so focused on exactly what you want and no one else, it can be so alienating the game doesn't sell. So there has to be some degree of compromise. And trying to figure out how to compromise when you're remaking a game from 20 odd years ago, I would hate to be in the developer's shoes to try and figure out what on earth you do there to not alienate the original audience, but at the same time make it approachable for a new audience. I would hate to be in that meeting room, because I think you would rip your hair out. Especially for some games. Like, there's a reason why there's a modern control scheme in the classic Tomb Raider Remastered collection. Because if it wasn't an option there, it would sell way worse, because people would not be prepared to adjust the tank controls. Like, it's such an awkward thing. And like, when I see it, was like, man, I wish they went back to the classics. It's like, yeah, I do too. They're never going to do it because it would alienate the reboot trilogy fans. You know, the most successful part of the franchise. They're not going to do that. So, like, it's an awkward balancing act they have to do. Which is probably why the new Tomb Raider's taken so many goddamn years in development, because they want to try and make it something that pleases everyone. And I'm like, right to that, but I'd be remiss if I don't mention the cognitive dissonance between fans and creators. Beaver retired or deceased from the original team for Legend Dragoon. Yeah, yeah, I get that. It's part of the reason why 7 Remake even happened, because a lot of the people that are involved in it knew they were getting older and knew that if they didn't do the 7 Remake now, they would be out of time, in a morbid way of putting it, would be out of time before the next opportunity arose. The biggest reason why they pushed to do the remake is because they wanted to do it whilst they were still alive, you know? Before it was something that was just done by someone else because they were too old to do it. Which is why, like, a good, like... I say there is a lot of new blood, obviously, but like a good 30-ish% of the remake team is the original FF7 devs. Because you play Wild Arms. I mean, it's less... It's hard to be like... It's less, like, outward dislike I had for Legend Dragoon. It was more everything on it I played, I recognized from something else, which in turn made me want to play those something elses. Like, Wild Arms, it's the same goddamn devs. It's what they made before, alongside, and then after Legend Dragoon, because I think there was 2 Wild Arm games before Legend Dragoon, and there was one more after it. Like, there are a lot of things they borrow from Wild Arms, but then, like, some of it is, like, you know, the fact that it came out 6 months after Final Fantasy VIII, and both games have the same concept of a gameplay mechanic. It's like, that's just unfortunate timing. No one could have predicted that. But it was just little things that every time I played it, it just made me want to play other things. And, like, that's no fault of the game itself. That's just, like, a just unfortunate thing, and just me as the one playing it, that it just happens. Sometimes some games do just make you want to play something else. And it's not that the game itself's bad, it's just it reminds you too much of something else. Like, I used to collaborate with other writers to make co-author stories. I would love to, like, co-write a story with someone. The problem is that I'm so hyper-fixated on, like, all my note-taking and... like how I organize things, and have so much in my head that I think I would personally be an absolute nightmare to try and work with someone on anything, because I wouldn't really jot anything down. I would just have a complete spider web somewhere of notes, and then everything else would just be in my head. The PS2. It was insane. Yeah, but the crazy thing is, like, the whole thing with, like, Legend Dragoon and the PS2, like, release, is that Legend Dragoon came out at a fine time in Japan. It just took a year to get it out of Japan to the US, then took yet another year to get it out of the US to European regions. So by the time it was out in the UK, like, the reason why I'd never heard of it before the stream is because it came out in 2001. in the UK. It came out, like, late 2001. The PS2 was already a year old by then. You know, like... that's why it was, like, never on my radar, never, because I was too busy looking forward to all the, like... I was too busy looking forward to Final Fantasy X and playing that. I was too busy looking forward to like, other things. Yeah. Anyway, this story, we've just been staring at Sasara for a minute. This music is Pandora's, correct? It feels a bit sad, but the song itself's rather pleasant. Yeah, it's a good tune. I've been listening to her work for a while now. She's never shown herself in public, though. I never expected to be this kind of person I met today. By the way, Kiriko, why does Pandora hate your guts? It sounded like she knew you or something. You think so? Yeah? She really had it out for you. Do you know her in the real world? I don't think so. But your catharsis effect did awaken. That means you remember the real world. Come on, spit it out. Oh, knock it off. You can't just force this stuff out of people. Everyone's got some skeletons in their closet. It's not nice to pry about things people are sensitive about, Miss Key. Party poopers. It's fine, I'm not a baby. Sorry for not believing you back on the roof, Key. Yeah, I like Kiriko. I think my favourite is still Sasara, but Kiriko's a good vibe. It's fine, I forgive you. Anyway, if this place really is a dream world after all, are you guys sure you want to go back to reality? If your dreams were anything like mine, you know what's waiting for you on the other side. A nightmare come to life. Yes, but even so we must return. And why is that? Because we simply must. I'm not as confident about my choice as her. I'm still not sure, to be honest, but going back feels like the right thing to do. That's how I feel. After watching all the people here rely on it like life support, aren't there enough for you? What about you, club president? I want to go back. Are we confident? I see. Thanks for sharing that. How do you feel, Kiriko? The thought of going back doesn't exactly fill me with glee. That was cute. You're all such deadbeats. Last I heard, the first Go Home Club was more than happy about going back. Relax. I might be scared of going back, but not half as much as I'm pissed off about all of this. Oh, scary. Morality is a luxury I can't afford right now. First, I've got a few things to say to regret about making my choices for me. How sensational, Kiriko! You make a wonderful samurai. First things first, though. We need to save Shota. Oh, you're right, that guy. The fucking school prefect. Also, I'm guessing because the cutscene played there, I am going the right way by pulling this. But this week will probably be the last week for a while where it's just Caligula and FF7. Because next week is the FF16 DLC, and the week after is Genshin 4.6. It's Library of Ruina, which I still don't know if I'm going to do like a full playthrough of Library of Ruina, but I am at least going to do a stream of it, like to show it off, because I think it's a very fascinating game and I want more people to at least be aware of it. And then Stellar Blade as well, but like I said, Stellar Blade I won't play at launch just because it's too expensive. I can't justify like 60 to 65 pounds. Seriously, another dead end? How strange, I don't recall there being a lever to turn off the water here. Maybe it's over there then? It's a maze, alright? It's kind of sketchy. You have a better idea? Let's not overthink it. Hey, hold on. This could be a trap, you know. What? More of a trap than the one we're already in? The only way to go now is forward. You're like a bull, Kiriko, always charging ahead. How is it that you know more about bulls than people? I think that's rather admirable, Kiriko. Don't you agree, Gin? Sure. Kiriko's got the right idea. You don't have time to waste. Yeah, I'll save quick. Oh god, fixed camera angle? Why? The maze was going to be a drag. No kidding, this whole place is beginning to feel stubborn and clingy, just like its owner. This guy is reflecting Pandora's feelings. Perhaps it's a part of her that wants to hide and protect. I want to see the dialogue continues. Yet you could say the same about anyone. Pandora's not the only person like that. Yeah, you can say that again. A 4-leaf clover. Ooh. Oh, his enemy's level 16. I probably should have thought about that before I dived in. Uh-oh. Oh, we can... yeah, counter that. Alright, delay it a little bit more. And then as well, in 3 weeks' time, so next week's FF16 DLC, the week after is Library of Ruina and Arlecchino, the week after that, I have that week off work. So I might try and... we'll see how it goes, but I might try and like do longer streams or like just do a few more streams that week to kind of... so I'll have more spare time that week. Okay, this enemy's turbo dead. This enemy's turbo dead. We don't really need to do anything else. And I remember there's something that's coming out in May as well, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But May is going to mostly be spent me catching up on stuff, because June is Shin Megami Tensei, so I want to try and get stuff done before then. Because I want to like do other things. Like, I want either Caligula or 7 Remake done before SMT5's out, at least. So I can't wait for Vengeance. That's probably my most anticipated game this year. I really can't wait for SMT5. And to finally like be able to make my own opinion on it and find out what it's like compared to 3 and 4. So I've heard a lot of mixed things on it, like over the original version. I know this is the director's cut, so it's going to have more. But I've always heard mixed things. Like, people love it casually, but people struggle with it compared to other games in the series because of, like, little story beats and things like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm curious to see what the director's cut version then, if a lot of the trouble people had was to do with the story. You know, like, what are they going to expand upon to try and make it better for people? We already know one aspect, because it's in the trailers. They've added a new character. But then that's standard. If you're used to Atlas have a habit, every time they remaster or re-release a game, they always add a new character. And it's always a new character that's like a new like schoolgirl. Like every single Atlas re-release has added a new like director's cut woman, people call them, like the Atlas director's cut girl. Or the re-release girl. Oh, did an enemy sneak up on us? What happened there? I mean, the ultimate Atlas re-release goal was when they added a female playable character to Persona 3 with Portable. With Femsi. But I mean, even then, Festival added Metis with Through the Answer. So that was a new Atlas female. Nocturne added Dante, you know, the ultimate queen. Strange Journey, when it got Strange Journey Redux, added Alex. Persona 4 Golden added Marie. I mean, if you want to count details, Soul Hackers 2's DLC added a new female as well, so that wasn't a re-release, that was just a DLC extra goal, but it was still an extra goal. Catherine's re-release added Q, or Catherine with a Q, I forget how it was. I don't play Catherine, so I have no idea. But you get what I'm getting at. Like, they always have a new one, so it's like funny. It's like SMC5's added a new female. It's like, Atlas, this is like the 10th time you've added a new female to our game, to class. Speaking of Soul Hackers 2, I wonder if they'll ever port Soul Hackers 1. Because Soul Hackers 1 got a remaster on the Nintendo 3DS of all fucking things. But the 3DS store is literally dead now. It says it's been given its final sentence and is completely down. So Soul Hackers, either the original or its remaster, are just inaccessible now. So people's only access to Soul Hackers is Soul Hackers 2, which, although I very much enjoy Soul Hackers 2, is arguably one of the most flawed Atlas games in recent years. That game has got a shit ton of problems, as much as I enjoy it. And Soul Hackers 1 is a fascinating game that I wish more people could try out. Because there's a thing, especially like in the late 90s and early 2000s, if Atlas decided to just do this random weird spin-off title that was like separate from their main franchises, you'd always get some of the most creative and wild shit out of it. It's part of the reason why Strange Journey is such a fascinating game, because Strange Journey was like the last real time we got that out of Atlas, where like, it was something completely different from what we might be aware of. And because Persona 5 has combat that I don't mind, like, every single time I get into a new fight, I don't mind engaging with it, because there's actual system mechanics. The main mechanic of Soul Hackers 2 is literally just try and hit with as many weaknesses as possible to get a bonus damage multiplier at the end. And that's it. Everything else is just real bog standard RPG stuff. And I know Persona, it's literally starting with Persona 3. Its core mechanic, the One More mechanic, is literally just a simplified version of Shin Megami Tensei's press turn system. Like a heavily simplified version to be more favoring of the player than the enemy. But you know, Atlas made Soul Hacker 2 very experimental, but they experimented it in the wrong ways. I just accidentally made a new save file. I was trying to save over my previous save. Whoops. Oh well. The biggest thing I love of Soul Hackers 2, though, and I really hope it carries on in the future Atlas title, is a talking protagonist. Please. Ringo was the best part of Soul Hackers 2. I loved that she was a chick with attitude, and she was your main character, and she had her own voice and her own thoughts and feelings. It was so refreshing for an Atlas game when all the rest... From a slashing backflip to maintain safe distance, increase damage to enemies with higher risk. Ooh, okay. It was so refreshing when every single other Atlas game, the personality is what you click on a text box and that's it. And you don't hear if you've actually given them a personality beyond that. Oh, and also with Soul Hackers 2, what didn't help it as well is that it was like the first Atlas game I'd played in a really long time where I kind of, like, found the didn't care for the music. There were some nice tracks. I thought the city theme was really, like, it sold the gloomy atmosphere whilst also making it feel homely at the same time really well. And I thought the main boss theme was sick, and I thought the final boss theme was amazing. But, like, the rest of the soundtrack, I honestly can't remember any other tracks, really. And I think what didn't help with Soul Hackers 2 in terms of its popularity is that it got a patch, like, 2 months after it came out, and everything that was in that patch really felt like it should have been in the game at launch. There were so many little things it just cleaned up and made better with the game, and it's like, man, there's a reason why, like, back at the time, I ended up taking a break from the game, because the game at launch was kind of tiring at points because of some of the things it was just lacking. Whilst after that patch, it became so much easier to get into and play, and so much more convenient. I mean, I say all this, I still haven't played Persona 5 Royal, just because I didn't want to pay full price for a game that's like 60 to 70% the game I've already played and brought. And then I was like, oh, I'll just wait until the PS5 version. It'll probably be discounted since it's just going to be the PS4 version. It wasn't, so I didn't. Something I really should. If you're going to say you're considering doing Persona 5 again, there's a part of me that would discourage you just because that's a long 80-hour long ride for a game that, to be blunt, hasn't felt like it's built for you. The game has always felt like it's intended for a teenage audience. I loved it. I love its story. I love its themes. I love what it talks about. Yes, there's some of it that's immature, but that's the fucking point. You're seeing it from the perspective of 17 and 18-year-olds, not fully grown adults who have a big understanding of the grander picture. No, but thanks for the idea. Oh. But it's the same with all of them, like, all of them to different extents. The only one that I think is a bit more adult in that sense, like, that's something that can be better for an older audience, is Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, or Persona 2 Part 2. But that's because you literally play as a 24-year-old journalist. So you get to see it from, like, an outside perspective, in that sense, where it's like you're not just a teenager going to school with a teenage mindset. You actually have a more grown-up mindset. Only a few years more grown-up. You know, she's only 24, but you know what I mean. Man, I hope they remake Persona 2. I know, with how successful the Persona 3 remake is, they're probably going to remake 4 next, which I think Persona 4 really doesn't need a remake. Like, I don't think Persona 3 needed a remake too bad, but I'm still like, yeah, sure, it is what it is. But I really don't think 4 needs a fucking remake. Please, for the love of God, remake 2. I know they won't remake 1 because 1, it would have to be more of a reimagining because the original game is just so unapproachable now. It's so janky and problematic in how it's handled on like a core level that you'd have to just kind of hit it from the ground up and just rewrite, like, not rewrite the story, but rewrite chunks of the story to make it have a better flow and just feel more like there's a plan. Persona 1 feels like a bunch of shit just thrown together and hope there's something stuck in a lot of ways. Ooh. Why would you be spending it? What are you hoping to get? Is this for Nouvellette or trying to get Nouvellette's weapon, the book? Son of Red Roses, huh? Pretty dope, gotta admit. Kazuha. Oh, you want Kaz as well. That's fair. Kaz is I keep on passing on him just because, like, I know I mean it more as a joke, but it is just kind of how it is. I have kind of like a stickler for always only having women on my team, but I know I should just get Kaz because he would be phenomenal for Spiral Abyss. Even for my squad, he'd be fucking phenomenal. He'd replace Ningguang and just like rock it. Choice. I would say go for the character because trying the roll for weapons in Genshin feels like, and I say this as someone who loves Genshin, it feels like a complete scam because you have to lose the 50-50 twice just to get the weapon you want, and it's like, bruh, no, just like just stick with what you got. I get the signature weapons because because it's the character I really want, and it's usually of enough time that I can take the L if I don't get the 50-50 a few times, you know? That I can risk not getting it and still guarantee it eventually, but it doesn't mean I recommend it. I've got something like 220 rolls saved up for Arlie now. And keep in mind, there's still like a few more events and like stuff to come out. I'm equipped with sacrificial fragments. Oh, fair enough. Everyone, you put yourselves at risk to save me. It'd be lame of us if we didn't return the favor. Kuriko. Glad you're okay, Shoda. Where's Pandora? She went off somewhere after trapping me here. She hasn't been back since. Huh, so she captured you without an actual follow-up plan? Would you mind if I asked you a few questions to help me sort things out? Anything. What are you exactly? And how are you floating? And what about those strange outfits? And Pandora? She can control plants? This all feels like a horrible dream. Just, when did we lose all semblance of law and order? Gino, is we have an OP pyro user? Yeah, almost any other pyro user. All of them are fucking cracked DPSs. Well, let's be real here. But it's like, oh, there's Diluc, there's Hu Tao, there's Bennett, there's the rocker chick, I always forget her name. There's Shangling, there's I say no, Dia's the only one that falls short of the mark, bless her. She tries, but she's just unfortunately not great. You know, there's so many other pyro DPSs that just kind of take heads off. It's like, hey, do you want another one? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I could fit one more in. I am interested in her Bond of Life mechanic, though. I haven't looked too much into it, like with the betas and whatnot, but her Bond of Life stuff looks fascinating. The idea where it's like she attaches her life to other characters. It's like, oh, that sounds kind of crazy. And so they share harm but share healing. But Arlecchino has no ability to accept healing from other characters. It's if you're in combat, Arlecchino can only be healed by herself. You can't heal her with food, and you can't heal her with like a medic unit. If you're in combat, Arlie can only heal herself, and it's just like, oh, interesting. So it's like you have to actually like use her wisely. If you use her poorly, there's no way for you to get the health back you lose. Unless you get out of combat. But the fact that her signature weapon is literally a scythe, it's like, yeah, I'm getting her. I've been waiting for her for like 2 years. I was already at the moment I saw her in that one trailer, it was the moment I was like, yeah, I'm getting her. The fact that she has Bond of Life, so her life is like attached to other characters. So like if you are playing as someone else and they get healing, Arlie gets healing off the back of it. Is fascinating. The fact that like her health, if her health gets manipulated or altered, it can make it so the Bond of Life goes onto enemies, so you can literally tank yourself knowing that your heart's attached to the enemy to make them instantly die. It's just like, oh, that sounds really fucking wild, I want to try that. Like, Arlie is designed to be entirely self-serving, which I just think is, like, she's self-serving whilst can also has options to be a team unit. But the fact that she's self-serving means that she can attack for herself, she can heal for herself. Also, she can fly. Like, I don't know if that's been mentioned before, but if you hold down her charge attack, she grows, she reveals a wing and starts fucking flying, and it's literally just tied to her charge attack. It's not even like an alternate sprint or anything. You just hold down circle and she just starts flying, and I'm like, bruh, I want it. I don't care if it's like not practical or anything. It looks sick. What's that? I mean, she's also launching with an artifact set. Well, there's 2 artifact sets coming. I think one of them, I don't know what the other one's for specifically, but one of them is specifically for her, because the entire artifact set literally specifies about helping Bond of Life, which, oh wait, is Arlecchino's mechanic by name. So the artifact set's literally like, hey, this artifact set only works for Arlie, but it's great for her. Like, you know, it's like, hey, this artifact set is really only built for Arlie. And I'm like, sweet, she's just that important. But I am interested in 4.6, because 4.6, we know we're getting, like, the Arlecchino quest, and we know we're getting the new world boss, like, the new weekly boss coming out. But we've also got a Sino story quest. And I'm like, why are we going back to Sumeru? Why are we going to go hang out with Sino? What's happening there? You know, like, that just seems so random. That's what fascinating. We're also getting a new map to explore. It's going to fill in the blank underneath Fontaine and above Sumeru and to the left of Liyue. That big, like, block there, it's going to fill in that, so it'll make the map seem way bigger after that's in, just because there'll be no, like, dead space. Which should be perfect, because the next map expansion, I'm just guessing here, I don't think there'll be another one after the next update. I don't think 4.7 or 4.8 is going to have a map expansion. I think after 4.6, the next map expansion is going to be when 5.0 drops with Natlan. And Natlan is to the west of Sumeru. It's beyond the desert. So the desert is probably going to get expanded out a little more. But Natlan's way further to the left of the map. Which also means the map is going even further left, because they can't help themselves. Waifus can't help themselves but keep on expanding the map left. Anyway, I'm sorry to say, Shoda, but since always, that's what I'm told anyway. When I say that, Snezhnaya is supposed to be more to the north. It's supposed to be beyond Fontaine, so it'll be interesting to see when they start expanding things out with other areas. They also they didn't confirm they're actually doing it, they just talked about it. They talked about, in like interviews recently, that once like Teyvat's whole story's done, similar to how Honkai Impact 3rd is now starting its part 2, where like all your characters and everything could like carry on, and you can still carry on as you are, but it starts a brand new story with new areas. They're considering doing that with Genshin. So like once the whole of Teyvat's done, so like after Snezhnaya, after presumably Celestia and maybe Khaenri'ah as well, and maybe the Abyss and all that shit, however far the story goes, once that's all done, they might do Genshin Part 2. And like Genshin Part 2, like you'll still have all your characters, it'll still be the same game, it's just they'll start a new story and give you access to like a completely new environment, that's like maybe on a different planet with different lore or whatever. Kazuo's his own reality model. There's a considerable amount of puppet heads. An ambush, because we should have seen it coming. We're outnumbered. We can't fight them and protect Shoda at the same time. Hey, Shoda's been ready since even before Pandora kidnapped him. Oh, no interruptions this time. Are you ready? Why did she say it like that? I'm so used to Aria going, go live! For her to go live. It's like, what? And replacement of Lumine, switch Lumine to Geo. I mean, I'm biased, but I am a huge... I have been saying since like the word go that I think Geo Traveler is like the best one, the best one to use. Because not only like do you have like, you know, your Geo option covered in terms of having a Geo structure, but it's also good for map navigation that you can just drop a boulder to climb whenever you need it. Shoda! What is this? This form? It's just like the rest of you. Explain later, Shoda. Get ready to fight. Can I, like, check his stats first? Also, that's a cool, like... sprite. I don't want... I'll swap off Gin, because he's the highest level. I don't want to swap Kiriko, because I'm trying to boost her level, because I actually kind of like what she's got going for her. Oh, now I can check. Okay, what you got, Shoda? Oh, strength A minus and agility A minus. Okay, so you're... This is nice his personality. You're all about aggression, but your defense, your intelligence, oof, and your technique is kind of rough. Yeah, Gin, I think, is middle of the road enough that I can pass him up. And obviously, our stats are like only C minus because you have to do side quests to make your stats go up. Well, here's the blindfold, right? I have an idea, but I'm sure we'll figure it out more. What's his weapon, actually? I just realized. A Susumata. I'm not actually sure what that is. Anyway, what's his skills? That's his super. What's his super? Pulverize enemies to oblivion before slamming them to the ground. Fix status effects. Ooh. Bring justice. Oh, yeah, right, because he's the hall monitor. Perform a forward thrust and strike toward an enemy's torso. Drive your Susumata into the ground, conjuring a containment field that inflicts restraint on foes. Okay. Lowers the target's critical resistance, making it easier to trigger critical hits against them. Okay. And what can we equip on you, my friend? We can put disrespect. In the arms of it. Sorry. What he defaults with is his best. Skip action standby time when using items? Are you... what? What? Do I have one that boosts attack? That's 25. That's 11. That's 20. That's... oh, Jesus Christ. No, I'm good, thanks. Minus 100 defense? Yeah, I'm good. Audible colors, but you can't learn it. If it doesn't have the star symbol, I'm kind of ignoring them because you can't learn them as a passive afterwards. I'll just take attack then. And he's got a other uniform as well. Alright, Shoto, show us what you're made of. Shoto is a supporter who can weaken enemies and increase their risk. His Binding Seal skill can save allies in a pinch by halting enemy movement. Jeez, Phyllis is still trying to run into position and it already freeze framed for Sasara, so she's just staring at us. She's just staring at you, chat. She's just giving you the glare. But she's still trying to run into place. That's funny. Is anyone doing a ranged or are they doing melees? Oh no, you're doing an unblockable. And they're both doing melees. Ow, ow. You've already been hit, my dude. Whoa! Okay, I see the problem. His speed. Look at how long the bar is. That's how long he's out of action after his attack. Okay, I see the problem. He's slow. Oh, there are so many enemies in this encounter. I kind of miss Gin's guard break, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just, like, man, I kind of, like, that guard break. I mean, we have one too, but it's not the same. Oh, we both got countered. Well. It's funny hearing Key sing this, just because like her voice is too high for like how moody of a song it is. This does more damage the higher the risk, because this should rip that thing's head off. Oh, you need to soul. Get in there. There we go, we win. We're down to 1. It was slightly nerve-wracking for a second, that was why I used the voltage. Yeah, Shota's interesting. Oh, Curiosity killed the cat, new skill. But, at least for now I kind of prefer Gin, but nice going, Shota. You did just marvellously, especially for your first fight. I mean, I'll keep him in the party for now, but we'll see how I feel by like later on in the dungeon. I just got caught up in the moment is all. Still not sure what happened exactly. But when you transformed, all your memories came back, right? Please, start from the beginning. I need to make sense of everything. So this is a virtual world called Redo, created by Regret, and what I saw in my dream is actually the real world. I am curious if this game's going to address one of the mistakes that the first game made. The first game made an unfortunate mistake that every party member you got was slightly better than the previous one to try and make you try and use them, but it ended up making it that the last 3 party members you got, you had no reason to use anyone but them because they were just better than everyone that you had before. Like all the party members you got in the early game, you didn't have a reason to really keep in the late game. I see. Sure, we understand if you're having trouble believing it all. No, the evidence gives me no reason not to. Now that I know the regrets of the past, I can understand how I ended up here. So it is true. That was reality, and I haven't changed a bit there. So what's wrong with the oh, forgot I wasn't supposed to ask. Atta girl. We've all decided to work with Miss Key in order to return home. You're more than welcome to join us if you'd like. So Sarah, what do you think I should do? I'm no good at making decisions like this. For real? What's there to be wishy-washy about? Either you go back or not. How do you not know what you want? It doesn't matter what I want. What matters are the rules, the regulations. Oh, I just hit the doorbell. 1 second, guys. I'm back. These circumstances are unprecedented. Oh, making X Shota, using the big words, it's too early in the morning. And beyond belief. A world that toys with emotions, it's callous. Reprehensible. I mean, the Shota is just like me for real. I place heavy value in such systems. I mean that's fair enough. Rules are in place for a reason. It's just knowing when it's okay to go away from the rules. Still, is it really best for us to be so reckless in a world we know nothing about? Shota! I know, Shota. Maybe you'll find the answer in that student handbook of yours. Ugh, you're being sarcastic, aren't you, Kuriko? You wouldn't be blowing a gasket like this if you didn't worship the school rules so much. Rules are the building blocks of society. A culmination of years of trial and error. They must be adhered for it to function. Should I take this to mean you're in favor of returning to the real world, Shota? Well, I do believe there's no sense in staying here, but what if... Oh my god! Just make up your mind and do what you want! Very well then. We shall let democracy run its course, and decide by way of vote. What? Fine. If that's what it takes, let's do it. Now then, show of hands. Those in favor of returning to reality? Me too, for now. I abstain. I see. Made up my mind. Shifu. We shall all return to reality. I will assist you in any way I can. That's all it took! Are we done? Let's find Pandora already. Yes, let us proceed. This schmuck, I can't hate him. That's the I can't hate Shota because he's kind of funny. That's what you just mastered. What else can I give you? HP, evasion. I got another attack 20. I might just do that. Have everyone start working on the attack boosts. Oh, I have no other weapons to give you. Okay. Oh god. Everything's boosted. What was that? Debuff duration. Ooh, crit and crit damage. Increase damage against damaged foes. Cool, HP and SP absorb. Lunatic plus. You know what, sure, I'll try Lunatic plus, that sounds crazy. Oh! Speaking of key bugs, can I actually get anything? It's been a while. Reduce amount of SP consumed, increase amount of risk dealt, increase defense, increase voltage after doing a counter, increase voltage after a successful guard, after doing a crit, after an air, and knocking back an enemy. I'll try if I should boost these first, I like the singing skills. I'll take risk factor. There is a trophy for getting every single song for key, and I've been made aware that there is a song exclusive to the bad ending of the game, and several songs that are exclusive to the good ending of the game. So, although I'll do the good ending on this playthrough, I will have to do like a playthrough and a half, because I'll have to go all the way to the bad ending, which apparently is in Chapter 8, so you've got a ways off yet. Or around Chapter 8. Because you fight a different boss. A Kuriko weapon. You fight a different boss, it just gets you a different song. But that's fine, it's not a full New Game Plus run through like the first game. Flip the switch? Sure. I'm not sure what it'll do. Before we go that way, though, there is a secret treasure chest. Well, Shota, will you be joining the Waterway Squad or the Scenery Squad? Sasara, what in the world are you talking about? Basically, either you stretch your brain and help solve the Waterway puzzles, or you go daydreaming with the Scenery Squad. I see. And which team has more people? Me and Sasara are on the Scenery Squad, while my partner Gin and Kikiro are on the Waterway Squad. The majority has spoken, then I shall join the Waterway Squad. May our efforts leave no puzzles unsolved. This motherfucker does voting for everything. What's with this guy? Admire it. He's a true democratic human being. Everything has to be done by vote. He'd make a great American. So where is Curiosity killed the cat? A pivot forward with a thrust to disrupt an enemy's ranged attack, then knock him into the air. She has a lot of counters, Sasara. Oh, Mirage got boosted from the skill. Hey. Very paladin character. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe. I think once I've used him for a bit, I'll probably be cool with him. Especially because, like, as you can see with the chains, we just held this enemy down. So this enemy can't do anything. The only trouble is that he's slow as shit. A lot of his skills have really long cooldowns. I say a lot of... The big one has a really big cooldown. Hopefully you'll get more skills soon. At some point, though, I do need to... I will probably do what I did in the first game, but it looks like it works a little different in this, so I'll have to see. Is grind up the friendship ranks, which is what that bar that you see, like Sasara, it says 6 at the end of her like experience bar. That's like their friendship rank. I need to grind that up. If you do fights with them, it goes up. In the first game, I eventually ended up running around the first dungeon ad nauseum, just fighting the same like 3 level 1 enemies. So I didn't get over leveled, but I could get the friendship ranks up. But I think it works a bit different in this game. Because in the first game, you got the exact same amount of points per fight regardless, whilst in this one, it feels a little bit looser. I do think he has a very fascinating weapon, though. It just looks like a giant castle prod, but it looks cool. I mean, so far my favorite non-protagonist character is Sasara, with our little samurai here being second favorite. But Shota's growing on me. I didn't like him on first impression, but that's just because he was school prefect and I just got bad memories. But the fact Sasara has a melee counter and a ranged counter and a vault over the enemy's head and a make a specialized guard so she takes all damage instead of the enemies. Like, Sasara's got so many options to kind of stop the enemies doing much. I mean, Gin is still getting experience, he just only gets half of it. Which is better than nothing. I prefer it when games let your background characters get experience fully as well, because then it encourages more experimentation, because you don't have to worry about a character falling behind. It's why like every single Persona, like original Persona 4 player just sticks to the starting 4 party members, because everyone else just gets left behind and you end up out-leveling them too much, so it just becomes like it just becomes harder to try and get them into the team, especially because you don't know if they will work, and if they don't end up not working out for you, well, you've just wasted experience that the party members you were using could have had. And in some instances, like Naoto has too many skills that are based on instant kills, but because she's the last party member to join the team, she's not the best character to use. If you got her earlier in the game, she would have been better. That's fair enough. So can I actually use this to get over there? I can, but what's over there? I noticed it, like this is plot, and now we're going for something else. But I want to see what this something else is. I'm very much on the mindset of rules are there for the guideline, but not the defining. Like, they're there to give you a basis to work off of. Obviously, I'm not a rule breaker. I haven't broke the law. I've never done anything illegal that I'm aware of. But if you only ever stick to the rules 110%, you might miss out on the little things. Like, that's kind of my mindset on it. You might miss out on something you didn't realize was there because you were so focused on how it should be instead of looking at how it could be. But I know that's easier said than done. And there's nothing wrong with being one way or the other, honestly. Is this all just for secrets? Hang on. Oh, it kinda is. What's in here? Escapism. Don't we already have this? I feel like we picked that up. Oh, more evasion. Oh yeah, she has escapism. So we do have a character that has escapism. Okay. Maybe. Ultimately, it's from person to person. You know that. It's just different perspectives. As long as... And I think I've said something like this before, but as long as you're not hurting anyone, what does it matter? You know? As long as your actions aren't directly or inadvertently one way or another hurting people. Do what you want to do. Problem is, a lot of the rules and systems that are being made nowadays are hurting people. The rules themselves are what are hurting people because it's to serve someone else. And so there's even more of a reason to just go against it. People. But the problem is, like, it's impossible to make things better. And this might sound pessimistic, but I don't mean it like that. It's impossible to make the world better just on your own. There's 8 billion people on this planet, and everyone's different, with different beliefs, different ways of thinking, different ways of doing it. Some people attack others, some people avoid and serve others, some people stick to themselves, some people have huge groups of friends. You know, everyone's different. And so to make the world a better place as a collective, you have to find a way to reach out to everyone that is different. And trying to make them all stick to the same rigid path is not how you'll do it. That's how rebellion starts. You know, like it's awkward. How am I getting back? Alright, solved it. I wasn't 100% paying attention, so I was like, oh, I hope the solution to get out of here is close by, because otherwise I don't know what switch I pulled that I need to go back and pull again. So I like the fact that I like this dungeons puzzle, but I also like that it's not complicated enough that I'm like getting lost on it. It's just I can always kind of see where I need to go and what I need to do. The trouble is, with the nature of, like, when it comes to collectors and whatnot, because I'm naturally pessimistic of society, but that's just because I work in retail, so I've seen the worst side of society consistently, because people are assholes. But if you're trying to lead, or if intention of leading, or trying to help, or sort of things like that, you can't go in with that mindset, because no one will listen to someone who already doesn't like them. You know? A general society won't listen to someone who they know doesn't like them. So it's not a matter of, like, fake it till you make it, not at all. It's a matter of trying to find a middle ground, try to find an understanding. Because if you don't trust and don't like the general public, why would the general public like or trust you in return? They're not gonna. That's just human nature. If someone's giving you bad vibes, you avoid them. Yeah. Yeah, well, when you're working retail, it sometimes does feel like you're seeing the rug, you're seeing the bottom of it. But I digress. What is that? A temple inside the garden? This is Pandora written all over it. What should we do? Make a tactical retreat or a strategic withdrawal? Hey, scaredy cat, running's not the only option, you know. Stop stalling. We need to figure out how to get inside. Good to know our new member isn't lacking in enthusiasm. Let's do all we can to prepare before we go in, Madam President. I mean, I say all this. I've gotten very lucky that in June it'll be 7 years I've worked in retail. That in the 7 years I've worked, I've only got into one fight. And like one fight where customers actually swung at me and I've had to defend myself. I count myself very lucky because I know it could have I've been threatened more than enough times that it probably should have been way more. The fact that I've only got into one fight and I did a bigger bruise. No, this isn't me trying to ego, this is literally what happened. I got a bigger bruise to myself retaliating than the bruise they left on me. Like, I take that for what it is. Because I ended up having like this tiny little mark on my forearm where like I panicked and raised my guard immediately when they swung at me, but then I swung back in a panic and I made a bigger bruise on my knuckle, and my knuckle really hurt for like the next couple days because I really fucking like panic swung out. I really like swung out and like put my whole shit into that swing. And I remember it so it was only a year ago, but I remember it so fondly because I was like riding that high with like the adrenaline afterwards for like the rest of the shift. And then the next day I went into work and got pulled into security's office. And they showed me, like, the, like, security camera footage of what went down. And, like, they went, like, officially, never do that again. If someone swings at you, back the fuck up. Security will get there. Don't engage. But unofficially, good swing. And I was like, yeah! Kurumi. Ooh, Jesus. I'm not the fighting type, really. It literally was just self-defense. It's just obviously the adrenaline took over, which is why I swung back to begin with. Like, the panic set in, and then I was riding that high of adrenaline for like the rest of the shift. Like, I was buzzing for like the rest of that evening. I remember actually struggling to sleep that night because my heart was going dun 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 dun. Oh no, security at the place I work at are great. I honestly have every respect for them. They're great. The workplace screws them over because they only ever allow it to be one member of security in the shop at one time because, you know, saving money. You know, money that they could absolutely spend to have more than one security guard in a giant supermarket, but whatever. Now, I think that's the only time since school that I've got into a fight. I've been pretty good at, like, not ending up in that situation, funnily enough. And I mean, I say since school, but school. My secondary school, or like high school, I suppose, to make it comparable, was an all-boys school. So testosterone was running rampage, and so of course I got into fights. A bunch of fucking teenage boys in one building, yeah, of course kids fought. Of course they started beating the crap out of each other eventually. That sounds right. Oh, okay. Nah, it was just, I just remember it the next day, like, because it was the head of security as well. I say it was head at the time because he left a couple weeks back because he got promoted to do courtroom security, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, alright dude, congrats, see ya. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, it was the fact it was the head of security, and I went, Rob, can I have a word? I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought I was gonna be serious shit. And then they showed me, like, the camera footage of it, and he went, look, it's been put down as self-defense, so you're fine, but Jesus Christ, don't ever do that again, because you could have really put yourself in danger, and if it wasn't put as self-defense, you would have had to do, like, a whole police report, and it could have been a whole thing. But unofficially, damn, it was a good swing, nice job. I was like, can I go now? And you know what was, like, cool, but also not, like, scary, but kind of scary, is the fact that all of the security guards, like, every single one of them, then knew who I was thereafter. All of them still to this day go, "You're right, Rob." And every time I see them, I'm like, ah! It's like, oh no, I'm known. I have a rep. Give it up, it's better this entire time. He's not been dark and gloomy at least. I want these enemies to, like, be easier to approach, because there's way too many over there to try and sneak up on them. Ooh, I messed up him. Nah. Now, I trust my vibes. I trust my sixth sense too much. If someone gives me bad vibes, you'll never see me again. That's literally the end of it. Sometimes people go, oh, why haven't you spoken in a while? I'm like, oh, no reason. And I'm like, just because you, like, give me, like, real bad vibes, I'm never gonna fucking talk to you again. I was like, oh, we should meet up sometime. I'm like, yeah, sure, sometime, sure, whatever. Nope. And eventually they just stop talking to me, because they catch on that I'm not really in the mood. That being said, I do have a friend at work that's going through a rough patch, and I have consistently been like, hey, you need to just, like, go kill time for a day to go calm down or anything, give me a shout. People. I mean, I'll be blunt with you, one man. There have been moments where, like, especially like if we get into, like, a debate about something where I've just gone, man, this fucking isn't worth it, and I just get tired of it. But I haven't got, like the outwardly, like, oh, I don't want to deal with this person kind of vibes. But that's just because I really don't care for arguments and don't care for that sort of like things. Like when things are like, oh yeah, I think this, and it's suddenly it's no, well I think. After a while, I'm just like, please, just I don't want to do this anymore. You know? Like after a while, I'm just like, I don't want to put up with this conversation anymore. But that's just me. I end up losing patience too easily. I come in the vibe with a stream, and if I'm not vibing with it, eventually I'll lose patience. Oh, it's too early. I need to delay that slightly. But I'm also the guy who... I'm like the polar opposite, because I'm always trying to not accustom myself for other people, because no, I'm always going to be me and how I am. But I always try and pay attention to how I come off to other people, to try and improve that, to just be better for others. At the end of the day, I'm not too fast what people think of me. I'm just me going through life. But I don't want people to feel like when I'm around, they have to be they have to put up with it, you know? I want to be easygoing for everyone in different ways. But that's why I always say I just take every day as it comes. I live in the present. I'm not someone who try. As much as I know I do it, I try not to let myself think too much about what's already happened, because things happen. I always try and live in the present and it's like, okay, what can I do today? You know? Oh yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. I'm a firm believer. It doesn't matter who you are in life. There is someone in your corner. You just might not always be aware that someone's in your corner. So although I'm a lot better with it in the sense of I found a lot more like peace of mind for myself about it, even though I still struggle with it from time to time. I used to struggle really bad with loneliness. I always just felt isolated, even though I had family and I had friends and all that stuff. I always just felt kind of isolated in my mind, and I've got a lot better with it in time, but I still have my moments. But trying to live in the present and just carrying on the day, at least for me, did a lot to kind of help me find my pace. Like my pacing with it, to kind of find my peace with it. But as I've also spoken about many times, I've got, for lack of a better word, baggage that also like is part of the reason why I try and make so much of an effort to focus on the present and not so much the past. Through certain unkindnesses that I've had to experience through life. Well, not, you know what I mean. Do I want more SP or more accuracy? Is that plus 10? What's this one? Plus 15? I'll just get this. Just for now. The only thing that I think I struggle with nowadays, that I'm not the best with, but I am trying to get better with, is that I always feel like I'm looking too far in the future. I'm not in like a things, but I'm always like, hey, I'm going to be 25 next month. I'm a quarter of my life, I'm like around a quarter of my life through. What have I done with it? And that sort of thing ends up sitting on my mind. I'm like, am I doing enough? Have I done enough? Should I be doing more? What should I be changing in my life? You know, I mean, what should I be making an effort to like push myself on? Instead of like doing what I probably should be doing, which is just worry about the little things, worry about today, tomorrow will come later. I think I know where I'm going, by the way. I haven't been 100% paying attention, but I think I know where I'm going. I think we have to go back, take the path, and then go all the way around. Well, yeah, I've been hearing the joke since I was like 12 that the 20s are just your second teenage years. Like you don't really figure out your shit and become like start knowing where you're going in life until you're 30, but well, until your 30s at least, but still. You're gonna guard, I think, so I need to do a guard break. And because I don't have Gin, you're the only one that can do it. Okay, you also got your new skill, you got Blindside. Skewer an unsuspecting enemy, give them double the amount of risk. Oh. Oh yeah, literally, it went from 2 to 4. Okay. Speaking of, yeah, May 20th, my birthday is coming up. Just like last year, my last stream will be on May the 19th, and I'll be taking my birthday week off. I'm going to try and have like a scripted video done by the 20th, but there's no guarantee, because I'm kind of juggling 2 projects. One that's going to be on the shorter end, and one that will be a little longer. Of like 2 scripts. So I do want to do script writing, because I haven't done it since the Doom 3 DLC, and I want to get back into it. It's just I had a few projects that didn't really end up the way I wanted to, and there was one that I wanted to do that ended up proving a little too ambitious for me, in terms of like it started to get a little overwhelming and become a real hassle to try and write for, so I ended up abandoning it. But the 2 I've got like right now, the easier one is I want to talk about BlazBlue. And it's gonna be similar to my cell damage video, where it's gonna be less focused on like a full review, more about me just talking about why this means so much to me and why I love it. Especially because BlazBlue is slowly but surely getting faded into the background because Mori left Arc System Works, and it's unlikely we're ever going to get another BlazBlue title. It's just going to get left in the past from here onwards, unfortunately. I want to talk about it whilst like I can still put it in people's minds and maybe convince more people to get it, on the off chance that maybe one day Arc try and do something with it that isn't whatever the fuck that mobile spin-off is that looks kind of bad. I say that, there's a very good chance that video will just turn into me gushing about the music, because BlazBlue music is BlazBlue Central Fiction is one of my favorite soundtracks, full stop. There's so many bangers in the entire soundtrack, it's really good. But the other video, which will probably be longer, is that I want to talk about Neptunia SVS. That one originally I wanted to try and get done before, I forget what the new one's called, Game Maker, that's it. Before Game Maker released, but when it was announced it's coming out in May, I was like, yeah, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush it, so it'll probably, like, Game Maker will come out, and then it'll be like maybe a couple weeks afterwards SVS's review will drop. And then I'll worry about Game Maker. After Game Maker, however, like once I've done the Game Maker review, I'm undecided what I'll do next. I'm probably not going to review that new spin-off that just got announced when that eventually comes out. That new Neptunia, the motorcycle action game that like the screenshots for it kind of like Katamari, but with like RPG mechanics. I have no idea how that's gonna fucking play. But I like that one I won't review because it's just like a quirky little spin-off. Unless it's like really fun, then maybe. Oh, speaking of that, was on my mind. I was gonna the physical pre-orders for Game Maker just went live in the European store. I need to get on that. I want a physical copy of SVS as well. I've got it digital right now, but I want to get a physical copy of it as well because I like having fucking physical copies, if you can believe it. I have a small list of games that I want to get physical copies for soon, but I've had digital. I want to get a physical copy of SVS. I want to get a physical copy of Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance when that drops. I'm literally double dipping on that game because I've ordered the deluxe edition on digital, but I want to get a physical copy as well. At some point, I want to get a physical copy of Rebirth and FF16 because they're the only two Final Fantasies I don't have a physical copy of. And because I have an account with Idea Factory, and I've had that account for years, I tend to manage to get like little discounts. So I can probably get SVS relatively cheap off the Idea Factory store if I just order straight from there. And maybe I'll get more collector's cards. Because I haven't got some collector's cards from the... If you buy directly from the Idea Factory store, you get collector's cards. I want to see what... I'm curious about Curiosity Killed the Cat. Okay, too early. Still too early, come on. Oh, she hits and then kicks them up more. His wrist got broken, didn't get to attack. I feel like I'm only using Mirage with her. I feel like it's just her best skill. Also, we got Chain Raid with the main character. I forgot to check that. Unleash a flurry of consecutive attacks. Let's try it. Oh, yeah, flurry is the right word. Damn. Shoda got a passive. He got the attack boost. Yeah, I'll give you that. Okay, so that's where the boss is probably, so we need to lower the water again. And then obviously, I'm going to get the physical copy for Death End Request Code Xeon when that eventually comes around, and Death End 3. Death End 3, I'll get the direct collector's edition as well. Because I have the collectors of both Death End 1 and 2. I have the steel cases, and I love them. The steel cases for Death End 1 and 2 are gorgeous. She is a Spitfire, that Kiriko. Get the sense that she's more than meets the eye. Indeed, her glares were enough to unnerve even me, though I remain firm, of course, as a member of the disciplinary committee. I'm just seeing if there's any more loot to pick up. Kikiro may look like a delinquent, but she's more the type to destroy you with facts and logic over some offhand remark you made. That's one way of putting it. You don't have to be that scared of me. There's nothing around here. Had to check, though. Alright, this is probably the boss, I'm gonna say. Alright, let's go. Pandora's Shrine. Oh, I hope she's got a good boss theme. I know, like, in the first game, and it's the same in this one because we've already experienced one, they remix the dungeon theme for the boss, but I hope it's a good remix. It'll take a lot more than that to surprise me now. I expected as much. You're brave, if nothing else. Welcome. You've kept me waiting. Someone's cocky. You don't get it, do you? You've already done in all your lackeys. You've got nowhere to run. Yeah, just give it up. Now, let's all just take it easy. We can talk this over like civilized people. Miss Pandora, we are seeking passage to the real world. We'd be much obliged if you could tell us where and how we can find it. I don't know. You don't know? Yes. I'm not aware of any way back. Why would I be? It isn't something we musicians have ever considered. Quite frankly, I don't care that you want to go back. And if I did know a way, I would have no reason not to tell you. Oh, that's nice of you. But we're not gullible enough to take your word for it. I suppose. I could never be bothered with this malware nonsense. All I care about is living here in peace and quiet. Bluffman and the others are throwing quite the tantrum over this ordeal. And I'd prefer not to get sucked into it by reporting you. Doesn't seem like she's lying. But it doesn't add up. What's with kidnapping Shoda and luring us all the way out here? Because I loathe her. Once I kill her, the rest of you are free to go. Hand her over without a fuss, and I will personally aid you in your return to reality. What? She's all yours! No, don't be ridiculous. I agree with the president. We cannot do that. I've heard that. I would not allow such a heinous deed. Horsepower trade them. Sacrifice one lamb, snag some juicy and tell you in return, right? Supposing math. If we don't stop it right now, more people get hurt later. So you plan to resist either way. How touching. You have such adoring friends. It's always the same with you. The way you cajole? People, what? I don't know that word. People with smoke and mirrors. What? Lies. Kuriko is lying to us? That's right. She's a natural-born liar. She's deceiving every one of you. Kuriko, what's she talking about? Hang on. If you think I'm just going to sit back and let you slander me, think again. What's your deal? I don't even know you. Of course you don't, but I know you very, very well. You're Momona Kurahashi, isn't that right? What? Kurahashi? Momona? Oh, would you look at that? None of them knew. I don't know. No way, you're kidding. That's not possible. Damn it. Huh? Who's she talking about? Who's Monoma Kurahashi? She's an idol. A super famous one. She retired a few years ago, though. I happen to own some of her CDs. I was a huge fan! Is it true? Are you really Momona Kuriko? Even I've heard of her. I've been hearing her during my shifts at work. Her beauty is absolutely breathtaking. I've seen her during my shifts at work, sorry. You're a celebrity, Kuriko. Even I'm a little jealous now. No. That's not who I am. You can change your hair as many times as you want, but I'll always know who you are. Do you remember what you said to me when we met? These bad dreams I've been having put me in a bad mood. And now I'm taking it out on you. That's a line from the movie The Great Heartbreak, the exact same one you said to your lover, Hikaru Hanamaki. I've seen that one! Idols. They peddle their pretty faces. Behind the curtain, they're no more than ugly festering piles of refuse. They treat people like trash, trampling on their kindness without a second thought. I hate them. I utterly detest them all. How many tens of thousands of fans did you let down, retiring out of nowhere? Or was it that they never mattered to you? Is Pandora's whole thing that she was just a massive fucking, like, weeb fan and hates the fact that she retired so she won't get to see her perform again? Shut up. What? I said shut your goddamn mouth! You're the one going on and on and on about someone you don't even know. There she is. Wasn't she always like that? We should stay out of this. Tell me then, what should I have done? How long should I have continued working? Am I a slave to you people? You expect me to toil until the day I kick the bucket? You can't keep your dream going, you never should have started it. You're a professional, it's what you're paid for. I'll bet you're the type that says you're not in a relationship, only to sneak off with some boy toy right after. And lie to your fans about it all the while. Every idol is the same. The human ones anyway. Regret is eons beyond you. What? That's idiotic. That's like a kid getting angry when they learn that Santa isn't real. Ooh, hush. You will say you're someone's fan for life, then trash them in the same breath, all because they betrayed your ideals because you projected on them? Freaks like you are a dime a dozen. Whoa, what did you call me? Oh my god, I cannot even with you right now. Oh, I know. One of your favorite idols had an affair and news of it leaked. Is that why you hate him so much? Bingo! You're just taking it out on me. And for the record, I was too busy to even consider a relationship. You're barking up the wrong tree. But now I'm pissed. You exposed a part of me I never wanted to remember. And for what? Spite? Oh, it's bullshit. All of it. You're the one that's at fault. All idols are liars. The only things you care about is explaining your fans. You're disgusting. Disgusting. Cut the crap. You want someone to blame? Blame yourself for not seeing it coming. Jesus Christ, Pandora. Oh, the music started. Stop making fun of me. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You're dead. I'm going to kill you. Yikes, so much for a civilized discussion. Kurika, get back. She's dangerous. I'm fine. We'll have to go through her before we can pass anyway. Oh, I like this boss remix. I'm not the way I used to be anymore. Now, I have the will and strength to fight for what I think is fair. Nobody tells me how to live. I'm not playing this game by anyone's rules but my own. I wish they subtitled the battle dialogue, because they're clearly still talking, but I have no idea what they're saying. So I'm just vibing to the boss scene for a second. Cuba denial. Ooh, resistant risk. Okay, well that's gonna be fine because we have the thing that just doubles. Can I bind before she gets to do that? It's a fucking long charge, so probably not. No. Let's do Mind's Eye instead then. Wow, that does like no fucking damage when she's buffed, huh? Oh, I like this bit of the track. It's just as quick as it comes, it goes. Does poison count as a debuff? I'm gonna find out. It does, okay. Because this doubles risk, this I think will still work. Oh no, the resistant makes it only 1.5 times, but that's still good. Let's get rid of this extra quick. I'm gonna do this just to keep on applying the pressure. Oh, I haven't seen his super yet. Complete eradication. Let's see what his looks like. You know, for this game, that one's actually kind of cool. I still think Phyllis runs away with it and has the best one so far. And it's almost entirely because of this clap at the end. Where, like, he just shows up and you go, yeah, fuck yeah. Actually, yeah, you drop your super as well. Get the buff in. We get the buff. Maybe we'll voltage and make it so we get another turn. Jesus, that does so much damage. Look at her health now. Look at what her health becomes. It's on the N. But they're getting just kicked the shit out of by everyone. Now it's on the P. She's dead. Jesus Christ. Clearance skill gained. Awesome. Oh, we know. Doesn't Ashikiri as well. I'll say, doesn't Sasara have clearance? I think we know what that skill is. Oh. Sorry. Hey, and 1,000 points. Nice. Whoa! Oh, I wish I didn't click off. I was going to say, whoa, she started popping off in the singing. Well, got anything else to say? No. I don't care anymore. It would seem whatever pent-up resentment she had has gone dry. That's a bonus feature of the catharsis effect. Smacking someone around with it is like a nice dose of mental therapy. Oh, I need to get beat up then. How do things turn out like this? Nothing good comes out of anything I do. All I wanted was to live alone in peace. Oh, also, in-game, don't actually beat me up, please. I'm just a scared little one. I just don't care anymore, just kill me already. Not a chance, I do what I want now. I really do despise you. What's the call, Prez? I think she's just about all out of fight. Mind if I try talking to her again? Sure, go for it. Hey. What? I went too far, and I'm sorry. Huh? I said I went too far. I didn't mean to rag on whoever it was you were a fan of. I'm sorry. I don't know the whole picture, but I guess that they had it tough too. And, well, maybe they buckled under all that pressure. What? You don't need to strain yourself to console me. He was a loser, plain and simple. He wasn't a celebrity like you, just a no-name bit actor, but after he starred in that movie, he got a bit more popular and a lot more cocky. Oh, I get it now. That's why you remember me in The Great Heartbreak. I was so happy for him. I watched it thousands of times. I realized how terrible he was. But back then, I put my time, money, and future in him. He was my world. I see. I never really knew what happiness was until I found him. Well, it's okay. Don't worry about me. Now I see your side of things as well, but I'll never forgive him. Idols are people too, you included. And things happen to you, just like us. I get that now. Yeah. Okay, I can't do this anymore. Someone else say something. Ooh, what am I more interested in? Hey, tell us about your boss, or hey, tell us about this planet. Tell us about your boss. I don't know much more than you do. She's a virtual doll from God knows where. None of us know what her intentions are. That makes her an even greater threat, the imposter. Still, I like her. I believe her desire to save people from their regrets is genuine. So, where exactly can we find her? Where exactly? I haven't a clue. Bluffman calls us to him when we're needed, then summons a door to take us to her. The place itself is called the Tower of... Epimetheus? Epiphanius? As in like Epiphany? Epiphany? Epimetheus? That word, that is a mean word. Moving on. Tower. I'm just going to call it the Tower of E. I've never seen any towers in this city. Oh, you do both anyway, never mind. What about Redo? There isn't much I can tell you. Regret is the one who created it, according to Bluffman. We've heard quite a bit about this Bluffman character. Is he a fellow musician? He's our leader, yes. We musicians answer to him, in a sense. He acts as a manager for Regret. I see, so Bluffman's your boss, huh? Makes sense. He puts out some pretty banging tracks. He stopped releasing new songs, however, now that he's dedicated himself to Regret's well-being. What about the other musicians? In the real world, I took up composing to fill the void idols had left behind. That's when Bluffman found me. He proposed a plan of an ideal world with Regret at the center. That was when I learned about Mobius. Bluffman was gathering musicians? But how did he even know about Mobius? Who is he? As for the other musicians, I don't know much about them. I don't care much for rubbing elbows. I suppose this is all the information Miss Pandora has for us. But what do we do about her? If we let her go and she scores to Bluffman, we're done. I don't think we need to worry about that. Yes, it's as I said. I don't care whether you go back or not. All I want is to live here in peace and quiet. Reporting you would put a prompt and unwelcome end to that. So she says, but can we believe her? I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. I do. Huh? I trust her. I don't think she's lying. So you say, but what about the rest of us? Later, Pandora. I this is the last we'll have to see of each other. Indeed, Momona, Kurahashi. At last we agree on something. Finally, fresh air. I'm staying clear of botanical gardens for a while. How did it get so late? I've lost track of time. I didn't even support a report of absence. Hey! Let me join the Go Home Club. Can't say I'm not scared of going back, but I've made a choice there to live life on my own terms. Sure, it was fun having all this freedom here, but not if it's all an illusion. That's right, your life is nobody's but your own, Kuriko. The more the merrier. What do you say, Prez? Yes. What about you, Shota? This world is covering up the truth. It's obscuring reality itself, and that can't be right. However, if this is what the people here truly desire, then it is really in our place to destroy it. What's not clicking for you? These people have trapped us in a world of lies, and you still think there are two sides to this story? What are we supposed to do? Forget about everything we've learned and return to living in blissful ignorance? But how can you be so certain that one decision is just and the other is not? I can't. I don't even know the difference half the time. That's just something you have to figure out for yourself. Think for oneself and decide for oneself. Depending on what awaits us, we may regret our decision. You leapt in to help me without thinking, Shota. That was no one's choice but your own. And that choice was what saved me. Oh, wait, I guess I never actually thanked you for that, did I? So, thanks. Oh, how sweet. I am so very proud of you, Kuriko, and you, Shota, are a very kind gentleman for coming to her time of need. Coming in her time of need, I can read. Don't you agree, Madam President? It was pretty cool. There was nothing deserving of praise. Besides, all I did was cause even more trouble. Shota. Look at it this way. These miscreants have forged a fake world and a fake score. They're breaking more rules than you can even count. You make a convincing case? Dude, that's all it took. Well, not entirely, but... Good enough for me. Those in favour of inviting Shota into the Go Home Club, raise your hands. So, Sarah. We're playing by your rules, and by your rules, the eyes have it. Goes off to accept it then. Damn right you will, Kuriko. Shota, I hereby induct you both as members of the Go Home Club. Now onto our space train. What? Oh, trophy unlocked. Behind the curtain. Beat chapter 2. We're only in chapter 2. We've only just started chapter. Oh god. Huh. So this is the Go Home Club room. Can't say I've ever had a club meeting inside a train before. Take whatever side you want. Our home is yours now. What's the matter, Prez? You don't usually brood this hard. Let's think about Pandora. Yeah, he made a bit out there in one piece, and there's more where she came from. She was as deeply troubled in reality as any of us. We may have been enemies, but I can't say I fully condemn her for it. Come to think of it, neither Machina nor Miss Pandora had poor intentions. What can we do about it, though? To start, we know Miss Regret resides in a tower somewhere, though I don't know of any in the city. So we find it, storm the place, and Bob's your uncle. We'll beat its location out of the musicians. I don't exactly condone violence, but we don't have a lot of options. Musicians. The only ones who've made public appearances are Mukun and Kudan. I don't know them. You live under a rock? What kind of high school is that out of touch? Mukun might be the easiest doll P to track down. He fancies himself an artist too, and he's not shy about promoting it. Oh, I know him. He's that darling little boy, the one in a spacesuit. Spacesuit? Apparently it's the latest in avant-garde fashion. Not that I'm into that sort of thing. On the flip side, Kudan is basically Regret's personal PR flunky. She doesn't do much self-promoting. I've often seen her in the news channel as well. Both of them are accomplished composers, their tracks constantly top the charts, and they're both backed by hardcore fans. You should know a lot about them, Kuriko. The only doll Ps I recognise are the ones that work for Mum. Ever since I quit, all I've had to pass the time is listening to music. Sans human vocals, of course. Oh, that's right. I have a bit of a request for you, Kuriko, if you don't mind. A request? You're the Momono Kurahashi, yes? Would you be so kind as to give me your autograph? Ugh. Oh yeah, things got out of hand. I almost forgot, you're Momono Kurahashi, a once in 700,000 millennia miracle. Ugh, I'll never forgive you for this, Pandora. Kuriko, would you prefer if I called you Momono? That's just my stage name. My real name is Kuriko Miyasaka. Please call me whatever you want, just don't give me any special treatment. I'll give you an autograph, Sasara, but this is the first and last time, and only if you promise to tell no one else about me. Oh, thank you, Kuriko. It'll be our little secret. Are you that big a fan of hers? Yes, absolutely. Momona's music never failed to make me smile, and my family loved her even more than I did. I see. Can't wait to see their faces when I bring them your autograph. Just one more reason I need to get home soon. That's great and all, but can you even take things like that out of redo? Oh, then I'll have to ask for another favour. That'll be another favour I ask out of regret. Okitama Station. I'll see you all later then. Oh, take care. Oh, and Kuriko? Yeah? Remember what you said before about living life on your own terms? I didn't say it then, but that really resonated with me. Oh, put a sock in it. I was being serious. You'd think people would notice a train station popping up out of thin air right next to everyone's homes, right? Not with Redo manipulating their perception. Who knows what that imposter's thinking? This way is way more messed up than Mobius. It does have kind of a homebody feel to it, huh? Maybe she made everything accessible by train because she hates walking or something. Ah, by the way, about Pandora. She had regrets in the real world just like us. It could be the same for the other musicians. Could be. I doubt she kidnapped them all like she kidnapped you guys. That would explain why they're loyal to her. Everyone has their baggage. Kuriko's got that celebrity identity, and it seemed like Shoto had something going on himself. And Sasara, she's got secrets for sure. What about you, Gin? Me? Well, let's see. There's something I regret, but it's probably not as big a deal as everyone else's. As for what I wish I'd done, I hadn't been able to think up an answer for what that is in who knows how long. We can talk it over after I get a chance to sort things out, just don't expect too much. Anyway, if there's one thing I know for sure now, it's that we can't and shouldn't stay here. Nobody has the right to choose how to live but yourself. Kuriko taught me that. And Sasara taught me that we have to go back, even if a living hell waits for us on the other side. See you guys tomorrow. What could Gin be so afraid of in the real world? You regret all Your regrets are all the results of your own choices, no? What's there to get all up in a tizzy about? Humans are so lame. Man, did you see that pop in? Oof. Oh, it's 2 more members in the bag. Wood? How wonderful, said Sarah. I look forward to working with you all. Yeah, I'm here. I almost forgot. There was something I've been meaning to ask you, Shoda. You said you met Kuriko while you were at work, right? What did you do for work? Hey. What he does is his own business. Not to speak for him or anything, but I used to do whatever jobs I could, like shoots and daytime TV at shops here and there. I could have been anywhere. Oh yes, you were part of all sorts of talk shows, weren't you? Like the Queen's Blanket. Yeah, I remember that. Looking back, they made me an animal caretaker, an honorary police chief, mayor of the day. They even sent me overseas. Crazy, huh? I also went bungee jumping, had pies thrown at me, ate wild game. I'm going to stop before I go too far down this rabbit hole. Being famous sounds rough. Yeah, no more talk about Momona. Very well, seeing as Kuriko is enough, let's drop the subject. Oh no, Jane, why don't we kill some time at the station square? Oh, the whole party's gone. Yeah, because we gotta go talk and make plot and whatnot. Oh, do we have what we need to have talk to him? We don't have persuasion. Oh, internet. 1 second. I don't know why the internet's giving me a fuss today at all. I mean, I never know why it's giving me a fuss, but there's literally only me connected to the internet right now. There's so little... Whatever. Hopefully it's only on my end and you guys aren't getting affected, but on my end it keeps on stuttering now. That's why I'm kind of sitting in menus as well, because I'm waiting for like my my internet to stop flickering. At times you may see a question mark by the icons of those you have star affinity with. Talking to them earns you a lottery ticket. I'm still not even sure how to start up some of these quest chains. Uh-oh. Equip interjection. Do I have interjection? I think there was one that required marketeer, so I need to look into that. Oh no, salesmanship. It was Scandal Snoop. apprehender. Persuasion. Okay, we can turn that in when we next see him. Head to Okinawa Station and deter the fanatical regret advocate menacing the area. Resolve all of the part. Okay, do that side quest. Do that side quest. Get 15 tissues. Get 5 tissues. Use 50 recovery items. Win 50 battles. So, salesmanship, scandal snoop, or apprehender. Because I know we don't have persuasion. Disposition, pumped up, open heart, scoopster. I mean, that's kind of... Levels happiness, which is called voice currents. Sweet egoism. Disrespect. Sorry. I mean, I'm say all this, but like, I'm not too fussed about side quests right now, just because I know. Oh, I have to re-equip the squad, huh? Okay. I'll stick with that. But now Kuriko has caught up in levels, I'm going to, when I max... Actually, no, I'll just give it to you now. I'm going to give you the experience boost. Wherever the fuck it is. So you can start... He doesn't have to catch up too much, but so you can start catching up. Give me something cool. You can listen to Altar Garden Remix. Nectarine. A premium tissue pack. A tissue pack. Premium tissue pack. How many tissues do I have? So is our equipment just to kind of talk and get information, and then eventually go back? As I say that, I imagine our objective is go home, like end the day. Because that's what it was last time we was here. I'm just kind of poking around to see if there's any side... Because I don't know where the NPCs waddled to, so I'm just running around to see if I can find any of them. Nice beef bowl. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's probably like club chit chats. Oh, Shredder doesn't want to talk? So he doesn't just put our stuff in here? Go for it. See that spot? Gin's already marked as personal sneaker storage. Oh, I like they've made a board over here. I spend more time in home. Guy's got to keep his hobbies close, you know? They got a board of trying to find this tower. Oh, they have made like a little storage section at the back here. That's cute. From the flower shop. Anyway, what are all of our musics that we have? Okay, so the first dungeon theme. Second dungeon theme. The cozy theme. The final dungeon theme of the first game. Fucking Muse theme. Our theme, Lucid. The crazy one. And then the boss remix. Yeah, the boss remix and then the boss remix. I still think the Eternal Silver boss remix is like right fucking up there. I love this song. I love the build up and then the deliverance of it. Let me save. Because we got character events to do. Gin wants to hang out, Kiriko wants to hang out. Shota doesn't, but fuck him. And Sasara wants to hang out. Kiriko's new, let's hang out with Kiriko. Oh. Hey, sup? What? Fancy seeing you here. Yeah, so? Look, if you got something to say, say it. No one's going to die because I missed a class or two, so who cares? Oh, the weather is nice today. What about you, ditch often? Oh, never mind, don't answer that. Doesn't matter to me. Why are you looking at me like that? I get the right idea, I don't hate you or anything. It's just how I am with everyone. Catch you later, bye. Alright, you gotta work on that shell a bit. Looks like she ditches all of her classes in manners too. Yeah, at least she didn't ignore you. Yeah, we'll help her, she'll figure it out. Yes, I'm gonna pester her again. What? May I sit here? No. But you're going to, no matter what I say, aren't you? You can stop oogling my lunch and get your own, you know. This bento's mine, and it's not for sharing. Did you make that yourself? Looking at me weird again. Don't judge a book by its cover. Nothing at the cafeteria is any good for you. Not to mention, they'd clean your wallet out if you ate here every day. So I carry a water bottle and make my own lunches, though I just cram a box full of leftovers from last night's dinner. You need your vitamins too. Good nutrition makes a world of difference for healthy skin and hair. Not that everyone cares about that kind of stuff. Well, that's lunch for me. I'll see you later then. You wouldn't guess it just by looking at her, but she has it together, huh? We'll get there. Can you teach me how to cook? Can we hang out with her again, or is that it? Oh, we can hang out with her again. She's gonna be like, Jesus Christ, take the hint! Leave me alone, Phyllis! I can already tell. She's gonna be like, stop fucking doing this! Oh, hey, Prez. Sasara. Are you heading home too, Kiriko? There's no go-home club meeting today, right? That's right. Oh, thank God. I was scared I might have mixed up a date or something. That gives me an idea. What do you guys think about a shared online schedule? I'd forget pretty easily otherwise, and wire notifications tend to get buried by messages. You can put schedules online? How amazing! Makes me uneasy when my schedule is disorganized. Kiriko, same, sister. Oh, is that because you're an idol? I mean, that's not the same. I'm no idol. It's true what they say about idols being booked every minute of the day. Didn't I say we weren't going to talk about that? Oh, that's right. Pardon me. Teach us how to do it. Come on. You're not phone illiterate like Sarah, are you? Fine, I'll do it. You know how to check your calendar at least, right? Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Now nobody will ever miss a meeting again. Yep, good idea, Kiriko. I'm glad we have someone as responsible as you. Responsible, huh? Maybe you guys are the ones that need to be more responsible. You're absolutely right. What did you want to be when you were little? I wanted to be a chef when I was a little kid. And then I realized I have like no taste in food. I don't don't like most food. I very much like I eat absently. I eat because I have to, not because I enjoy it. I'm gonna save again because I know although they're less common from what I can tell, there are fail states to social links, and in the first game, if you fail stated a social link, it was a nightmare to get it working again. So I'd rather just save, and if I pick the wrong choice, load. I mean, I say that the first game it was relatively obvious what the wrong choice was here and there. The only time I disagree is when you had to like agree and let the pervert be the pervert. And I was like, no, I want to turn him off. Tell him to fucking stop it. Madam President, are you sitting down to lunch? Maybe we eat together? Sure, I'm down. So Sarah, slow down, would you? I know, my appetite surprises me too. This tastes so wonderful. Oh, I feel like I could eat it forever. So I'm fiddling with my necklace too much. I'm just going to put it down because I know it's going to start rattling the mic after a while. If I just put it down, then I'm not fiddling with it. I've never had such delectable beef stew. The meat just melts right into your mouth. Would you like to try some, Madam President? Oh dear, do you dislike beef? Growing boys and girls should eat plenty of meat if they want to grow up big and strong. I'm aware of how difficult things are for you now. That's why your body deserves only the very best. As long as you're happy and healthy, you can do anything. Oh, here comes the vegetable twos. Oh no. Oh dear, I don't have any tea for you. Must fetch you right away. I'll be right back. Is she like literally mothering me? She's chipper. What's so fun about stuffing your faces together anyway? I didn't realize that was I thought it was I was trying to be nice. Episode 4. Hey, wakey wakey, eggs and bakey! Please keep your voice down, Miss Key. Let Madam President get some rest. Oh, I'm living the dream. Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. Good morning, Madam President. Sorry we woke you. Go home if you're gonna crash. You do realize the train takes resources to run this train, right? Resources? How to put it, keeping the train up and running really takes a lot out of me. Is that so? You must get some rest. Lap pillow. It's not to your liking? No, I love it! Fuck, I need to... Sorry, I didn't want to hurt your neck. Don't underestimate the importance of a healthy spine. I used to have a terrible neck pain that gave me the most terrible of migraines. Take care of yourself, okay, Madam President? If we're all to return to the real world, we need you in tip-top shape. You worry too much. I can take care of Prez. Really, you sure? Really, you can trust me. I'd be in big doo-doo if anything would happen to my partner. Oh, that's right. In that case, I've nothing to worry about. But do be careful. Nothing is more important than your safety. Why are you so nice all the time to Sarah? I don't think I've ever seen you get angry. Let's see. I remember that everyone is a father, a mother, or a child. Then, it's only natural to treat everyone with empathy. Coming into a world is a miracle in itself. It's such a beautiful thing that I want to embrace everyone. Oh, what a living, breathing saint. Can I just hang out more with Sasara? No. Again. Oh, I should go back to the school and see if I can hang out with Marie. Oh, okay. Huh? Nice, one more left. Prez. What's going on? Oh no, man. You guys are just taking a nap? Wait, you two ought to head home and get some rest. Ugh. Takes care of that. Yep. That's what I call teamwork. As your beloved club advisor, you two are the apple of my eye. Oh, thank you kindly. Nice job out there, Prez. Real, that timing on your follow-up? Mad respect, my dude. You're just an easy read? Now that comes across kind of like I'm insulting him. It's mostly instinct. Alright, it was called out to you. That intuition of yours is pretty wild. Not to get ahead of myself here, but were we not total badasses a second ago? Deadass, like some action duo you'd see in the movies? If we're not careful, we might even star in the next franchise they decide to milk. Again, say how it is, my guy. Jesus. Most impressive, my young Padawans. And now she's saying Padawan. Bro, are they taking like a little jab at fucking Star Wars? Hey, they'll make us the heroes of the next film they decide to milk, and then she immediately makes a Star Wars reference. You two are completely in sync from what I could see. A perfect match. Perfect match? So we'll get a good partner to you. Oh, don't make it sound like we're dating. I mean, shouldn't we take it slow? Wait, that's not what I meant. Never mind. Anyways, all the action worked up my appetite. What do you say we go for some beef bowl? Sounds good, Prez. Are most of your friends guys or girls? Girls. Girls. Like 95% of my friends are female. I don't know why I'm running left. My gang's here. I am gonna save again though, and then we're gonna head out. Cause we probably can hang with a few people around the school as well. Oh, can we like? Oh, that's just attack boost. I was gonna say, can we like get any of the ones that are tied to quests, but doesn't look like it. Shota only grants martyrs militants. What? Oh, enhances blind side, okay. You know what I should do? Is instead of looking at these, I should be looking at what the equipped effect says. Yeah, it says grants 3rd degree. That's what I mean. Like, I should see. Like, that's probably like the wording that I need. You know, if like those for those quests, not like the actual this. I want to go somewhere. Yes, there is something to do at the academy. Oh, the creep? Oh, I don't want to hang out with him. Oh, fine, let's get this over with. I want to hang out with Marie. I want to hang out with not Wicked. Kabado. Look. No, shh, say no more. I see you. You're a prize, you know it. I know it, so own it, don't hide it. How about you give me your number and we talk about it? Over my dead body. Never learns, does he? Oh, hello. I already have more important things to do, so could you do me a favor and entertain this clown? Thanks, bye. Wait, hold on! She rejected you. No, it doesn't count. I need another chance. That was like a no, don't look at me, I'm too embarrassed moment. Huh. She's got me wrapped around her finger. I get it. She's one of those chicks who acts all cold, but in reality she's head over heels for me. She's probably expecting me to give her a second and chase after her. You coming with? Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh, sup, Ginoto? I need you on this too. Why do I feel like I'm not gonna like this? Alright, what are we doing? And fulfill your destiny, comrade. And that destiny is to help me and Kariko fulfill ours. Can I go home? No, you cannot. You cannot escape from me, you overlord. Dude's on steroid levels of copium. Even that's not enough. Oh, look, time for class. What? You two sheep flocking to class at the beck and call of a silly bell? Lame. Goodbye, why do you bother coming to school at all? Isn't that obvious? And it's all for the sake of youth. It won't last forever, you know. Now, if you excuse me, my destiny's calling, and I wouldn't want to keep a lady waiting. He's way too into this. Nothing phases him. Why is he a social link? What are your recommended date spots? I'm going to kill an elephant, yeah. My town has a nice park, but I feel like if you live in my town, everyone's been to the fucking park. So it's kind of like, it's a good date spot in one sense, it's a bad date spot in another, because everyone fucking goes there. Oh, I should check if I can turn in either of these side quests. I don't think I can, but I should at least check. Oh, he's not here. They're there. Scandal Snoop. Oh, right. Yeah, right. Okay. Aha. Is that Marie? Is that the girl that I'm adamant is the psycho serial killer from the first game? That's just been like factory reset. And that's why I'm like super interested in her, because it's like, if that is, I want to see how she changes when she inevitably joins the party later on. Or inevitably becomes wicked again and tries to kill us later on, either or. So we're going to Kuriko. Fair. Marie Amabuki. Thank you for lending a hand the other day. Do you think of something I can do to repay you? What do you propose, Marie? Me? Let's see. I know it means a lot more if I come with it myself, but I'm afraid I don't know you well enough. That's why I was hoping you could enlighten me, and what would make you the happiness? Would you be my friend? That's a funny thing to ask someone. How about we make this official then? If it's alright with you, let's be friends. I tend to be so formal that it keeps everyone around me at arm's length. This is a true gift indeed. Well, I look forward to getting to know you better. We're in! You can relax around us. I think I just need to admit I have a thing for psychos. I have a weakness. The more deranged you seem, the more I'm like, hey, we should hang out. Rizzo. I mean, I'm pretty sure the only reason I rolled for Spark was because she reminded me of Kurumi. And the only reason I love Kurumi is because she reminds me of a friend that I was super into once that was also kind of deranged and wild. Senora. Oh, do you know what was the craziest fucking leak? Well, it wasn't a leak, but sort of like rumor mill. Apparently there's still more to Senora's story that hasn't been gone into yet. That doesn't mean she's coming back or that she's alive or any of that shit. It just means they're going to touch upon her as a character at some point in the future. And I was like, what, really? Oh, I thought they were done. Yeah. Oh, we do have salesmanship. Awesome. Do I love her on here? Hmm? What, do you mean this cafeteria? There's nothing I'm particularly unhappy about. It's not bad, but not amazing either, so average, I guess. I'd like it if they added some better looking stuff to the menu, like what they have in those trendy cafes. I mean, when I was in college, I never fucking went to the college cafeteria. Never. Unless I was really desperate. Because the food always looked bad. It was always like... It wasn't that it was bad, it was just basic, you know? Like, it was just really basic shit. Instead, because the college was right next to the town centre, I would just walk into town if I was hungry and just go to like an order to go place and just get some food and then go back to college with it in hand. Especially because my town's right on the seafront. There was like 4 fucking fish and chip joints. Like 4 fucking fish shops on the seafront I would entertain and think about going to and rotate. We had a McDonald's as well nearby, so that was like, if anything else happened to go there. We had a Domino's Pizza. We had KFC. We didn't have a Burger King. We used to have a Burger King. When I was like 5 years old, we had a Burger King in town, and it closed and got brought out, and it's like it became a different shop. I mean, between my group of friends, we took turns. Like, if we were in the mood for something to just, like, munch on that wasn't just our packed lunch, we would take turns so we didn't, like, break our banks. Like, I would do it one day, someone else would do it the next day, that sort of idea. You know what's crazy though about my town is the McDonald's and KFC are directly opposite the pathway from each other. The town centre isn't a road, it's one giant walkthrough, so like there is no cars that go straight through it, it's all just one walk. So it's literally like a pace across past a tree, and there's KFC from McDonald's. Like they're literally dead opposite each other. And I was like, even when I was little, I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, shouldn't they be more spaced out? I mean, I usually pack to lunch as well. It's just, especially with like when you've got a group of friends around, sometimes it's just like, nah, I'll just order some hot food. Fuck it, you know? Get some hot food, someone goes around to like a takeaway shop, get some food, bring it back, and we share it. It was just a good social food. I always had my butter and jam sandwiches because I was a real basic bitch in my bag. I also had, I'd usually have like a Mars bar or a penguin depending on the mood. Usually have like a small packet of hula hoops. I'm assuming all of which are named the same in the US, by the way. Some of these brands I'm naming. If they're not, then oops. And then usually just like a strawberry yogurt because I'm simple like that. Just something simple, like small. I wish I ordered Mickey D's. Fair enough. I haven't had McDonald's in a very long time, to be honest. Every time I'm in town, there's a pub/restaurant chain called Weatherspoons. I don't know if it's in the US, but in the UK, I tend to go there. I don't drink, but they do a amazing burger and chips, or thick fries. I guess you call them in the US, like cooked fries, like potato fries. They do like a killer one, and what's even better is that it's like £1 cheaper. It's like $1.50 cheaper than getting a Big Mac meal at McDonald's. So like the moment I discovered that, I was like, it's cheaper and it's nicer food. Yeah, I'm going to Weatherspoons. I'm going to Spoons. I know it's a pub restaurant, so like if you go in knowing that some people are going to have beers with their meal. Some people are only there for beers to watch TV and like treat it like a bar, as like a social thing. But like, genuinely, the food there is immaculate. I just like, hey, look, there's this one table in the corner I always go to. I always go there. You can order off an app on your phone, so I don't even have to call anyone over. I just have the Spoons app on my phone. I go in, put in my table number, put in my order, or pay for it online, and then wait for it to arrive. And it's like, it's peak, so I don't even have to talk to anyone. But I was going to say how good the food is, right? Yeah. If I'm going for lunch, there's another shop, and it's eerie how similar the name is. It's called Waterstones. So we've got Weatherspoons and Waterstones. And Waterstones, if I'm like out with my mum, we'll go there because they do like good lunch meals. They're not a bar restaurant, they're more of a cafe. But they do like great like Lunchables and lunch-based meals. Like if you just want to buy sandwiches or like buy a croissant and have it like done properly and like be properly baked and just be delicious, I go there. And it's a local business, so I always like going there to support local businesses. And I like as well because you can leave digital tips on the Weatherspoons app as well, so I always do. Regardless, it's like, look, people here are just trying to make their job. I always do them. I usually do the 10% of whatever I pay I add on. Like I put on 10% onto it in terms of tips. Because I don't order too much anyway, so like 10% of like at most like a £5 or £6 meal, it's only a smidge, but it's still something, you know. Drinking straight for a lifestyle, so yeah. I don't drink full stop. If I'm ever in a pub and I'm worried people will try and put a drink in front of me, I bring a Liquid Death, which if you don't know what that is, it's a German water company, but the whole point of their water is that it's put in what looks like beer cans, and it's called Liquid Death. So the whole point is that you've literally just got water in a can, but anyone that sees you looks like you're holding a beer can. So they just don't question it and carry on. So you get left alone. Like, you just outsmart the system. You don't get people approaching you saying, oh, do you want a beer? Or people trying to put a beer in front of your desk. I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, it's my go-to. And you can get flavored water as well, so it's not just straight water. If you want like strawberry water is what I usually go with. You can get that. Because strawberry's like the one fruit I just love. Like I had strawberry yogurts when I was in college. I have strawberry milkshakes if I'm like having like fast food instead of like chocolate milkshakes. When I was a little kid, I used to do the thing. I don't know if it's really a thing in the US, but it's a huge thing in the UK. We'd go to sweet shops and they'd have the chocolate fountain, and I'd dip strawberries in it and then eat the strawberry. Chocolate strawberries are delicious. I'm willing to be an arse about it. That's fair enough. I just don't want to put up with people going, "Oh, do you want a drink? Oh, you should get you a drink." I don't want to put up with that conversation. I'd rather they look my way, see that I've got something that looks like a beer in my hand, and then just not bring up the topic, you know. But I very, very fucking rarely go out to a pub or bar of any kind. Full stop. I only used to go when I was still in contact with my natural father, because he lives in. No, that's a bit harsh. He doesn't live in pubs, but he's always in one every Wednesday and Sunday without fail. So it was usually easier to catch up with him by just going to the pub to find him. But when I cut contact, I haven't been since. It was really persistent. Yeah, I hate that. I genuinely do. Like, if someone says no to a drink, don't force them. It's annoying that that's treated like a social norm. There's like, oh yeah, everyone wants a drink, really? It's like, fuck off, you know? Just sorry to be blunt, but just fuck off. Leave me alone. That's why, like I said, the liquid death just avoids the confrontation. Especially because if you know anything about Brits are fucking alcoholics when they want to be. Every single holiday is an excuse to get wasted here in the UK. And we have, like, what feels like 5 a month. We actually have a holiday dedicated to getting smash-faced. The whole point of it is that you get smashed. So it's just like, it's too normalized that you should just get drunk. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I like knowing what I'm doing, thanks. And his mate was like, call an ambulance, but not for me. And I was like, oh, I know that meme. Anyway, this side quest. Oh, you're still one post on Gossiper. Exactly. Trendy cafe stuff, huh? Let's see, I see. I think that's why we ended up doing this a lot in Caligula 1. This game, like, these games are the perfect just kind of going off on tangent games. Because, like, you're just going through, like, day-to-day life of characters. So it's like you end up talking about your own day-to-day lives. There she is. Chinatsu Wakamiya, beautiful as ever. I think that guy has a thing for Chinatsu. Skull fair. No, me and her? No way, I wouldn't even dream of it. She's like way on my league. I'm more of a fan of sorts, an admirer from the sidelines. And one of the many at that. A bunch of guys who came here do it to her, even if they hate the food. Oh, I never knew Chinatsu was so popular, and even does she, if I had to guess. Though I have been hearing a lot of talk about how steep the prices are here. Me, I try to come here to eat every day to support Chinatsu, but honestly, it's kind of hard on my wallet. I was going to call her Chin. Chin called their prices reasonable, but it sounds like the students want them even lower. Yeah, at least, like, shoot your shot, dude. You know, if she says no, the worst she's going to do is say no. You're not going to get fucking Ichiban at the start of, like, Infinite Wealth, where she just turns around and fucking storms off. You know, people just can talk and use their word. Yes, I have started Infinite Wealth. I did this and I was cackling. I was fucking cackling. And it's like the perfect life for Ichiban, and then slowly watching it, like, completely fall apart because of a fucking VTuber. I was like, bruh. I was beside myself. It's like such a funny fucking opening chapter for like the wrong reason. Like Ichiban just can't catch a break. And genuinely, like, it's like the moment they said, it's like, will you go out with me? And she just fucking turns around and walks off and says nothing. And Ichiban just collapses onto the ground because he thinks he's fucked it. I was just like, oh no, my man. Just for it to then text later on and be like, no, sorry, I just didn't know what to say. And then he double fucks it later on by like exploding all of that bullshit that he just shouldn't have said. So I was going on about, I was like, hey, like, I'm gonna make it so you never have to cook, never have to clean, you gotta do all this. It's like, no, dude, like, no, don't say all of this, especially after one date. Don't say all this. Women don't want to hear you, like, say that they're gonna do all these things for you, because it's assuming that you're expecting that to be the norm for them, and you will just step in and do it. Don't fucking do that. I say VTubers. Nah, VTubers are cool. It's just I get to, like, I can't remember the VTuber's name, because I just kept on calling her Chibi. Because it's one of the streamers I watch is called Chibi, so I was just like, this is just Chibi, but more chaotic, so I just kept on calling her Chibi. Dude, I watched two streamers, two VTubers, sorry. I watched Chibi, but Chibi only got into recently, and I watched Ollie. But Ollie's great, Ollie's funny. Yeah, he tried to go for like things that you shouldn't go for and even think about for like months, if not years, in one day. And I was like, you fucking... I know you've been in prison for like the best part of 2 decades, so like your social etiquette doesn't exist. But Jesus Christ, man. It was genuinely... like, I felt bad, but it was also like a hilarious opening chapter. I was beside myself with so much of it. It's great. And listen, Ollie I enjoy as a VTuber. My favorite recent, I say recent, it was a few months ago now, was she was doing a watch along for a like a HoloLive performance with Kiara, and like as Kiara was dancing, like Kiara, she knows how to like strut her stuff, shall we say, when she's doing her dance part of like the singing dance routine and whatnot. And there's a point where Ollie was like, she was like celebrating Kiana's dances and getting excited, and she deadpan stopped, looked at the camera and went, "I'm gay. I like women." And I was like, yeah, we know, Ollie. We know, Ollie, we know. And it was just when she said it so deadpan, and then went back to watching it, I was just like, yeah, go, you do you. Which helpful... oh god, yeah. That was it. Any helpful feedback? She's also, because she works for a company, she works for HoloLive, and HoloLive, it's not that they have a rule against swearing, but they kind of encourage all of the stars under their program to be, like, as friendly to as wide of an audience as possible. So try not to swear too much in case kids are watching, and yada yada. Kiana does a remotely sexy move, and all you hear from Ollie is, "Fuck yeah, that's my girl, I fucking love her." I'm just like, she's slipping, she's slipping. She can't help herself, she's... I'm waiting for you to finish it. Yeah, so I only did chapter 1. Like he's just gonna start it. Like Ichiban's only just started to start looking for his mother dearest, and we got the OG gang back together. Like I haven't gone to Hawaii yet. It's just like he's just heard about it, and it's like here's something that he might want to do. When you're a big corporation and you're trying to like appeal to as wide an audience as possible, I understand it, but at the same time, I do kind of miss early HoloLive. I don't miss Horny Live, where like they super fucking leaned into horny culture, because it felt forced, and it felt like, hey, we hired a bunch of people to just sexualize themselves for you and put it on YouTube. Yay! It's like, I didn't really care for any of that. When like they're horny because the person themselves is just making horny jokes, that's different, but that sort of stuff I don't miss. But I do miss kind of the nonchalantness they had. Like the more professional like HoloLive as a company got, the more like the talents themselves felt like they all got like they had to make their own songs. They have to do stage performances. They have to do 3D stuff. They have to do stuff for the like the weekly gag animations. They have to, you know what I mean? Like they became more work. It always feels like, even watching them. So like when they do their live streams, it feels like more like they're just... live streams are like their time off, where they actually get to just stop and relax a little bit. Which is why I don't watch many of them, because it feels like once you watch a couple of them, you start to notice that that's kind of the same for a lot of them now. Where like live streams, when they finally actually get to take a break, because they're too busy doing 1,000,001 things for HoloLive, like off-screen. It's why a couple of them ended up like retiring from like or leaving HoloLive and then doing a new VTuber either independently so they can just do their own thing, or with a different company that's less taxing. And it just reminds me of the old adage, just 2 hairs but catching none. Yeah, I know what you mean. But it's like HoloLive, it went from like this fun YouTube thing to like a full organization of like a bunch of things that all the talents have to do all the time, and it's just like, it doesn't have that same charm to it used to have for me. It's why I say it's like Ollie's like the only one I really watch. I don't really watch Callie anymore. I watch a little bit of Zeta. It's like Zeta's fun. Like she's kind of like slightly crazy. I wish Crony would read me a bedtime story because I love her voice, but I don't really watch her streams like at all anymore. Like I said, it's only really Ollie from All Alive I watch, and so I watch Chibi, but that's because I watch Ray Nevaez Jr., and Chibi's kind of like Ray's unofficially adopted little sister. Like, he collabs with her a lot, so I'm just used to Chibi's presence, so I ended up watching her streams here and there. I mean, admittedly, watching Chibi streams upsets me sometimes, because I'm like, what do you mean this girl's the same age as me, and yet knows so little? Like, the amount of times, like, someone in the chat will make a joke about something, and I'll get it, and she goes, what's that? And I'm like, no, what do you mean? Anything that's, like, older than her, she has absolutely no knowledge of, and I'm like, please, even I know, like, 80s culture. Wait, some of the students are only coming here because of me? That's surprising, in a good way, I think. Anyway, sounds like we have to tackle... more to tackle than I thought. I'll try and talk things out the rest of the staff. Really passionate about this. Of course, I love this job. Sales not drop any lower. Yeah, part-timers go. If that happened, I won't be able to. Don't mind me. I drum up some solutions in the meantime. Thanks for your help. Remind me to treat you next time, okay? Homeschooled or something? Yes, she was. Not all of her homeschooled. She's talked about it a few times on the stream. She spent like 3 or 4 years homeschooled. Like she did go to school and do school training there, but like I think it was her middle school. I might be misremembering. I don't want to like put words in her mouth, but I think it was her middle school years, like 2 or 3 years, maybe 4. She was homeschooled. You could lend a hand? Yeah, sure, I'll help you out. What quest line is this? Your lifesaver. Now stand by and stand by. Stand by for what? See those boys over there, the ones who fizzled, they're about to start flying. We've been butting heads in here more and more lately, and if they didn't cause enough trouble the last time, can't they take it somewhere else? We're losing customers as is. Oh yeah, tough guy, why didn't you come over and say it in my face? Why don't you? Oh dear, there they go. Oh, that's like you. Huh? Let me break up their fight. I'm not part of the facility, or faculty. Sorry, my dyslexic brain completely just misread that. And I can't get myself too involved, but it wouldn't be too much from a student like, are you telling me to get into a fight? Oh boy, they're at it again. What's the plan? Not to worry, I have it handled. And you'll be coming with me, right? Well, it's all you, partner, trying to get hurt. Alright, break it up, you schmucks. Intermediary. Do I have intermediary? Ah, okay. Because we had salesmanship. Yeah, it is the effect name. Because we had salesmanship for the quest. Marketeer is it. We have to look at the effect description. Persuasion, salesmanship, interjection. Oh, what did we need interjection for? There was a quest that we had to use interjection for, I feel like. Clean breast, third degree, disclosure, apprehender, sentimentally divine might, center of the world. What's ebullience? Time in my meal. Oof. I don't do door. If I get takeaway, I tend to go straight to like the website and order directly from them instead of like a DoorDash or like a Deliveroo or a Uber or anything like that, you know? Because firstly, it tends to be a smidge cheaper, but secondly, you tend to, at least for me, because you know you're buying it straight from the business, they want you to come back, so they're pretty like snappy about making sure you get it. Interjection and first floor 1 teacher's lounge, homeroom teacher. Oh, you need to go to the roof, right? Let me equip interjection. I think I remember that quest. I know it's been a week, but I think I remember that quest. Alright, so marketeer is what I had on before. I need to remember that. Though, saves me money and buy from modern store. Oh, fair enough. It might just be like the stores I order from, but it tends to be like if I get from like Deliveroo and whatnot, they tend to put on like a delivery charge on top of it that just makes it not worth it. That being said, I really do miss being like 16 and 17 because the takeaways were way cheaper then. I remember only spending £10 for a takeaway and that was for 2 people. Now I spend £22 for a takeaway and I'm like, bruh, what did I do? What, come on. It's the same meal. Well, you scared me, huh? You were looking for me? Oh, I said that, the SH thing, right? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm okay. I already told the school nurse about it too. Mr. Takihara was acting so dirty towards me during our remedial classes last week. I could barely even believe it. Dirty how? I'm worried about how this conversation might go. Huh? Well, it's just... He was touching me so deliberately, you know, on my head, my arms, my body. In what way? Oh, I'm not enjoying this conversation. What kind of question is that? It was in, you know, a pervy way, something like that. No one else in class noticed? Well, everyone was just super focused at the time, I guess. Sorry, but can we drop this? It's not exactly an easy thing to remember. So, what'd you make of that? Honestly, I was more surprised by you than anything. Like, wow, you really jammed your nose into that girl's business. But that aside, it was kind of bothering me how evasive she was being. Almost like she was hiding something. Now we go back to Mr. Takihara now, for now. Where's Marketeer? Oh, right, yeah. If you're getting from several stores, then yeah, I imagine it makes it cheaper in the long run. But I tend to only, if I have my shopping delivered from, like, to me from the supermarket, because they have, like, a delivery system. So I don't have to worry about that, it all comes from one place. And, like, takeaways, like, it's usually just the takeaway from the place, you know? Oh, he's on the ground floor, right? Let me take the stairs down. You managed to speak with Shizuku? So her responses were evasive, were they? It's as I told you, I'm completely innocent. But we still don't know her motive. I need to prove my innocence before she takes us any further. Hey there, Mr. Taki. What are you two talking about? Huh? Oh, it's you, Makia. Let's drop by to turn in my remediation homework. Thank God too. Now I can finally go have some fun. Catch you later, Mr. Taki. In any case, I have to think about where to go from here. I hate to end up losing my position over something like this. You've been a great help, thank you. I'll be looking to you again if anything comes up. Makia's profile up here, and Phyllis's strengths increase. Phyllis, your time is impeccable. I was thinking of collecting statements from the students who attended remedial classes last week to prove my innocence. That said, I have another favour. In order to further legitimise these testimonies, I'd like you to stand in as a third party. Sure. Thank you, I'm in your debt. I don't want people to think I coerced my students into testifying in my favour. All I need you is to bear witness. The students are already waiting in the classroom. You can head there whenever you're ready. What's your class, dude? Oh god, there's so many exclamation points all of a sudden. Oh, that's the cafeteria shit, right? I'm slowly learning the layout of this school. Jace's lead for us. Scoop. Oh, that's Scoops. I'll try and wrap up all the side quests we can. Oh, we haven't spoken to you yet. And just put us in a position where the next dungeon is available to us before I wrap up. So we've at least like done a dungeon, got everything cleaned up. So when we next start up, we can just dive straight into the next dungeon. Fair and just. Do I have fair and just? Position, feigned ignorance, sun fleckled, sales machine dejection. Fair and just. You have it. Does that completely unequip it? It does. You just got the legwork for a second then. Fair and just activated. Jeez, Teach, what's the deal with you calling us back here? I thought we were done with all the remedial stuff. The last class should have been the end of it. Come to think of it, Shizuku isn't here, is she? Correct. All you've been gathered here today to discuss a particular matter. A matter regarding Shizuzu Yamanashi, hence her absence from this meeting. Oh, is this about the SH thing, huh? Wait, the what? This is the first I'm hearing of it. The rumor wasn't for real, was it? Quiet, please. As some of you know, Shizuku Yamanashi has claimed that I SH'd her during our final remedial class the other day. Needless to say, I did no such thing, thus I called you all together in order to prove as much. Has anyone here witnessed me engaging in any act towards Shizuku that could be constructed as sexual misconduct? Please answer honestly. Not me, I mean I was pretty focused on studying, so I didn't see anything either. Neither did I. Same here, I even chatted with Shizuku after class and she seemed the same as always to me. I've got nothing, it's kind of hard to imagine Mr. Taki being such a sleaze anyway. That's true, and even if he were, I doubt he'd try something like that in front of all of us. So there isn't so much as a single witness then. Excellent. It's only to be expected, after all, there was nothing to witness. I apologize for taking up your time, and thank you again for your cooperation. I'd appreciate it if you kept this matter between us. Gave a some meal came in. Hey, nice. Hope you're enjoying your food, dude. You know, I was talking about food's making me kind of hungry. We talked about restaurants earlier, like and whatnot. That were like talking about ordering. I might. No. Do the side quest first. Izuku's really done it now. If you're gonna lie, you might as well put some thought into it, right? Like she could have just said he put the moves on her while they were alone or something. Wait a sec. You don't think there's a chance he was sneaking stuff onto her while we weren't looking, do you? Oh, don't know if we were into that kind of stuff, dude. Ew, you're such a perv, Kozo. Still, forbidden teacher-student romances are a classic staple in mangas and dramas. I wouldn't rule it out. Shizuku, Mr. Taki, yeah, I can see it. You're making more of a problem. Can we just drop this, guys? We don't know who's telling the truth here, but either way, Shizuku would be hurt to hear you talking about her like this. Oh, that's right. You're pretty close with her, right, Megumi? Sorry for getting carried away there. It's fine. We're friends, yes, but she never told me anything about this. Well, if it did happen, it probably wouldn't be easy to bring up, and if it's a lie, well, she probably got a good reason, right? Right. Let's go back to Mr. Takehara. I bet he's feeling better now he's got his proof. I'll get to the bottom of this. And then find out if I'm beating him up or having some sharp words with her. One way or the other, someone's taking this spinning swing. Oh, what quest have we done for you? Nice strength boost. So they weren't any witnesses after all. Then again, even if there were, they'd have to be lying. But even from your perspective, they all seem to be telling the truth, no? What we heard from the other students would be enough to exonerate me. I will inform the other teachers who are aware of the matter. I don't know what Shizuku's trying to accomplish here, but for at least now I can rest easy for the time being. I mean, you... Oh. Uh-oh. What meal are you going to throw at me? Thank you again. Well, the jury's found him not guilty. Case closed, I guess? Though we still don't know why Shizuku made all that up. Or if it even was made up to begin with. Vitality will increase. Go speak with Megumi. Megumi is in 2F class 1. I mean, she might be hiding on the roof again, but I think she's on. Let's go have a look. One sausage McMuffin with extra butter, extra sausage, extra bacon, a cherry frosty, and a Coke frosty of 2 sodas and 3 cookies, and an orange juice just to flex. Jesus Christ! That's a lot. I don't know if I'd even be able to finish it. There's the cafeteria. Oh, is that class 2-1 at the bottom there? I mean, it makes sense. Start on the bottom and work up. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I don't know what the flex is of the orange juice. So just stretching for a second. Oh, you were with Mr. Takiharu when you called us all together. Asked you to be there, huh? Is that right? Hey, do you think I could ask you a favor? It's about Shizuku. 2 minutes a day, fair enough. Thanks, I appreciate it. Here's the thing. Shizuku's set on bringing the SH case up with the principal. She told me she'd turn this into a full-blown scandal. Mr. Takiharu won't admit the truth. Wow, did I say case closed before? I meant case open and on fire! That is unfair. I'm her best friend, and I can't dismiss her words, but I'm worried about Mr. Takiharu too. So I want you to tell him what Shizuku's planning to do. I saw awful if he ended up getting fired over this, plus I'm curious to know how he'll react. I'll let him know. Thank you, Mr. Takiharu seems to trust you. I figured you'd be the best fit for this. He should be in the faculty room around this time. I'll be counting on you. Oh, one more thing. How close are you two anyway, him and Mr. Takiharu? Oh, what am I saying? Don't mind me. Best of luck. What was that all about? Sorry, I'm into girls. No, I don't censor because of YouTube. I censor out of respect for people that might not want to hear it. There are a lot of people, and fairly so, that would get very uncomfortable about hearing it unprovoked. I know if someone just threw at me, it's like, hey, do you know in college when this thing's happened to you, Rob? I would be like, I want to go find a corner and cry now, thanks. You know, like, I wouldn't be comfortable with it at all. I don't mind talking about it when it's on my terms, but don't just like me throw that on people. So I wouldn't want to throw that on anyone who might be listening in. Oh, that's you, whoops. Where's the fucking faculty room? I don't actually know. Especially people who have experienced it. A lot people will be willing to talk about it when it's on their terms. If you drop the subject onto them when it's not, it can be really upsetting and disturbing. And I can talk from experience on that one. Oh, is he still just back over here? It was like overthinking it. He's just where he usually is. You've got a black mark, so your quest is done. Oh, agility boost. How's our social stats, by the way? Has it actually gone up? Hey, we have. We're not on C- on everything. Our strength's gone up to C and our vitality's gone up to C. Nice. So doing these quests are paying off. This is why I'm taking such a huge detour to try and do as many side quests as I can, because then our base stats get higher. It's a family guy. Who the heck comes from that? I just sat out. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's you. What is it? Disclosure activate. I had that. That worked out. A message from Megumi. Is this about Shizuku? She's going to take this case straight to the principal? What in God's name is she thinking? Damn it, this calls for immediate action. I'll need to take the other student statements to him before... Well, try not to panic. And why shouldn't I? This could spell the end of my entire teaching career. Do you understand that? Wait, hold on a moment. Megumi is Shizuku's best friend, correct? And you say she's worried for the both of us, is that right? I'd prefer this didn't get any more out of hand than it already is. If Shizuku reconsiders, then I won't have to act. Let's try having Megumi talk Shizuku out of this. If she'll listen to anyone, it's her best friend. Depending on how it goes, I'll make my own move accordingly. Alright, we have a plan. Let's go speak to Megumi. To be honest, if it... And this is just being blunt with how I am. If it wasn't for my experiences, to just put it mildly, I probably wouldn't think about it that much either. But it's just because I have, and I know how much it upsets me when people just drop it on me without warning. I wouldn't want to drop anything even remotely close to it on other people. Anyway, I'm guessing we need to go find the best friend again. Yes, okay. Oh, are we going to need something for this as well? I should probably check in advance. Yeah, we've equipped disclosure. Oh, no, we're just going to go back and talk. Well, it's just I'm going to process it differently. Yeah, I know. Mr. Takihara, what are you doing here? I heard about what was going on from Phyllis. So is this about Shizuku? That's correct. I would like for you, as her closest friend, to dissuade her from bringing the case up to the principal. Wait, what? Make no mistake, this isn't for my welfare. I simply don't want this to get out of hand, that it hurts her. So please convince... Alright, really? Of course, I mean, you haven't done anything wrong to be ashamed of, right? Not in the least. That's all I need to hear. I'll try and talk Shizuku out of it. Thank you, I appreciate it. I can't guarantee it will work, but I'll see what I can do. I couldn't ask for more, you have my deepest... But in the case that I do manage to persuade her, could I ask for a favour in return? It isn't anything major, see. There's a particular subject I'm having trouble with, and I'd like you to tutor me. Is that really all you want? Then certainly, I'll help you with whatever you need. Great, then I'll do my part as best I can. It's a promise, alright? I think you're going to get set up, my man. I'm just saying, if she's the best friend of this guy that's trying to set you up with an SH case, I think she's setting you up. That sounds like you're getting set up, my dude. Thanks for passing the message along. Things looking really looking up now. Hee hee. Well, he looks happy anyway. He's put things nice little bow on things. No, I smell this is going to get worse before it gets better. Go speak with Toko. Fucking now I've got to run all the way back downstairs and all the way across. At least Phyllis is getting her exercise in. Hey, you were Mr. Takehara, right? Back when you called us all together? I knew you looked familiar. Since you've already got in on the sitch, then I've got some updates you might find interesting. Want to know? Go on. That's what I like to hear. Now she mentions it, we never did find out how things ended, huh? So apparently Shizuku completely took back her accusation. I wonder if it means she was lying after all. Guess that means Megumi managed to get through to Shizuku. Forward and back, and then go forward and back, and then one step forward. Fucking... But it doesn't end there. Turns out Mr. Takehira started giving Megumi some private lessons alone, just the two of them. We all went to sneak a peek on them earlier, and I gotta say, they did look pretty close. Talk about too soon, am I right? He's practically asking to be reported for real at this rate, not that I care. He must be talking about that tutoring help Megumi asked Mr. Takehara for. Hey, you kiddos, what's going on here? Sounds like a real storm you're talking up. Let me in on it, huh? Oh, sorry, Mr. Yusaka. Classified info. Oh, yeah? You're cooking up some sort of evil scheme over here, I hope. What? No, as a matter of fact, we were just talking about how worried we were for Mr. Takehara. Takehara, what about him? He didn't do something again, did he? Well, we can handle Mr. Yusaka. You go peek in that little lesson. They're having a class on the second floor. Oh, and we'll be expecting a full detailed report when you get back. Have fun. Fucking Jesus Christ. Well, I guess we're committed to trying to do this fucking quest line now. What do I need? Busybody. Do I have busybody? Or is this the end of the road? Etiquette, Inquisition, Ignorance, Sunfleckled, Persuasion, Dejection, Fair and Just, Pet Walk, Extradition, Busybody. That was what we needed, right? Busybody. I'm not going mad. Yeah, just double checking. Alright, we can do it. You can have Busybody back. Just remind me. Remind me to re-equip Busybody on Sasara afterwards. Alright, fucking second floor. And all the other students will be like, man, that girl is really running around. I've seen her like lap around here like 3 times. Oh dear, is this really alright? Whoops, doesn't someone beat us to the punch? My goodness, don't scare me like that. This isn't peeping, it's surveillance. Someone needs to make sure nothing happens between Mr. Takehara and his students. No one-to-one tutoring session should feel quite discharged. Let's see what we got here. Must be a Digimon song. Oh. You don't have a girlfriend, Mr. Takehara. Megumi, that's enough about me. Focus on your studies. Oh, but I'm more interested in you than this stuff, Mr. Takehara. Please don't joke about that. You know how touchy the subject is, especially now. You need to be upset because you see I'm not joking. Oh, she's trying to push on him. Megumi, don't. What if I told you I wanted to be your girlfriend? Would you take me? Megumi, that's enough. But Mr. Takehara, you said you'd do me a favor, didn't you? By helping you study. Nothing more than that. Mr. Takihara, no, please. Oh, good, he's resisting. Mr. Takihara always acts so calm and composed, but not so much when accosted directly. How unexpected. Goodness, what am I saying? That's not the time for that. What to do? Okay, I guess I'm gonna go turn it in. Alright, back on our feet we go. Oh, there you are. So how was it? How far did he go? Takihara didn't cross the line, did he? So, Mr. Yusaka wouldn't let it go, so we told him. Anyway, spill. She's pushing on him. He's saying no. Anyone in this case that doesn't look fucking bad in this case? I mean, right? They all look kind of dodgy. No way, you're telling me Mr. Takihara dumped Shizuku for Megumi instead? Hey, now, what do you mean dumped? The whole thing with Shizuku was never true. Ah, details. Besides, nothing actually happened between Takihara and Arata, right? So it seems, for now at least, just a matter of time, really. But from what you saw, it seemed pretty clear that Megumi was the one making advances. Oh, I see now. She's doing that thing, you know, where she puts herself out as the bait to try and avenge her best friend. You'd have to have a lot of time on your hands to go to that much trouble, not to mention a total lack of brain cells. If only she'd come and talk to me about this. I could have helped her find a better way to go about it. I just hope she doesn't end up causing any more problems. What's Megumi's game here? I don't even know where to start. Well, thanks for the agility points. Oh, details. There's a key details. Yeah, exactly. Fuck Christ. Yeah, let's re-equip. Marketeer. And... degree clean. Oh, whoops, I re-equipped over the wrong one. I can't remember what the other thing I had was. I don't think it was manacles. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, that one has points on it. I'll take that. Alright, where fucking next? How far along this quest are we? We've got to be nearly done by now, right? Part 5 of 6. Go speak to Kotaro Yusaka on the second floor central corridor. Alright, back upstairs we go. Okay, I think that's the one in the middle over there. Hey, Teach. There you are, great timing. I want to ask you something. It's about the situation with Takihara. Would you mind helping us out a bit? Fuck, I'm in for a penny and for a pound. Thanks. I'm sorry for the trouble. I want to try and do something about this before it's gone too far. From where I was standing, I'd say he's liable to cross the line any second now, which means every moment counts. But whenever I try to ask him about it, he either dodges the question with me entirely, or me entirely, so I can't make any headway. I figured we could get Megumi's side of the story instead, especially since she seems to be the one making the advances. We'd like for you to do the asking. Helps get to the bottom of things. You're the teacher! Fucking do your job! With feelings you'd have a harder time opening up to teachers like us. Thanks a bunch for counting on you. If I recall correctly, Megumi is a member of the school's health committee. You may be able to find her in the nurse's office. Equip third... I know we have third degree! And speak to Megumi. Yeah, fucking Scoopster back in action. Let's go. If I was a nurse's office, where the fuck would I be? I think over here? I imagine it'd be on the ground floor, right? The most accessible floor. If you're going to put a nurse's office anywhere, you'd put it on the ground floor. Or ground level. Nice. Is everything alright? You're not feeling well? Oh wait, Mr. Takehara and I have extra classes together each week. How do you... Oh right, you were the one that helped me get it arranged in the first place. How could I forget? I can't thank you enough for that, really, I mean it. Arranged? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you the truth at this point. But feelings for Mr. Takehara for a ride are romantic. What? He's just so serious, you know. Kali the kind of teacher who'd entertain a student coming on to him. I'd have to be an idiot to try and pursue him directly. That's just asking for a rejection. So I had a different idea. Put him in my debt. That way he can't turn me down outright. Fucking... Those private lessons are just a pretense. I don't care what we're doing as long as it can be done alone. Don't tell me. Third degree activated. So the claim was... I'm glad you took on the uptake. Yes, I asked Shizuku to do it for me. To accuse Mr. Takehara of SHing her, that is. Convincing Shizuku to retract her accusation was part of my plan all along. I originally planned to suggest it to Mr. Takehara myself, but thanks to you, you came to me instead. Lucky break, huh? He'd feel way more obligated asking me for a favor than if I offered it to him, after all. What a total B word. You can say it, Key. It's okay. It's okay, Key. You can say it. Call her a bitch. You have to work with what you have, right? Otherwise, it'd go to waste. Just call it resource efficiency. Mr. Takehara was this close to giving in. Make sure you don't ruin it for me. I can't believe we let ourselves get tricked into helping this harpy. I'm so mad at us and her. Still, as much as she did us wrong, it's Mr. Takehara who's getting the worst of her. The question is, do we report this? Yes. It's hard to say for sure. Is it? Is it hard to say? She was asked to do it, but Shizuku did still blame someone for a crime he never committed. No, you report that shit. What the fuck do you mean? Yeah, who hurt you that way? Why are you like this? Hey, I learned the whole story. You've got a real fucking problem child in here that needs to be expelled. So how'd it go? Wait, you don't look so good. What happened over there? I see. So she just didn't mean anything by it. It was just a joke gone out of hand on Megumi's part. Personally... Oh, okay, so I probably spun the truth a little bit by the sounds of it. Joke or not, I suppose we can do is make sure Mr. Takehara controls himself. Seems like it. It's just the Takehara I know would keep his distance from his students, even if it meant pushing them away. If only he knew how much Megumi has him under her thumb. You don't think she's going to get her way with this, do you? Go speak to Shizuki Yamanashi on the rooftop. Oh, fucking... Alright. I should probably swap salesman. Or scoopster. There it is. Jesus Christ. I regret starting this quest line. It's like, this is... Everyone's weird. The teachers aren't doing their job properly and relying on me. The kids are, like, setting up these, like, debt schemes. Oh, hi, it's been a while, huh? I've been moping over everything that's happened, is all. Hey, could I talk to you about something? Go for it. Thanks. I figured you'd be the easiest to talk to since you already know what's going on. I see. So Megumi told you I was lying. I did it because she asked me to, but now I wish I hadn't. I caused so much trouble for Mr. Takehara, and it made me realize Megumi was just using me. I always thought of her as my best friend, but I guess to her I was never more than a convenient tool. She's gotten so distant all of a sudden, and she blows me off whenever I try to talk about my problems. I've been so sad about it, or I was, but now I'm just pissed as all hell. Oh! I mean, can you blame me? She milked me for what I was worth and kicked me to the curb. Who's that bitch think she is? See, Key, some people can use their words. Long story short, I'm thinking of biting the bullet and telling Mr. Takehara everything. I can't let Megumi get away with everything. But I'm a little anxious about doing it alone. It'd be a lot easier if you came along. We've stuck around this long, might as well see it through. Grey-black, not grey-grey. Yeah. Me and Megumi are probably in the middle of the one of the... He and Megumi, not me and Megumi. I'll put it right like now. But not to I barge in there. Alright, what do I need for this? Or is it just because it's the last piece? Can I just wrap it? Equip clean... Oh, I have clean breast. I keep on every single part of this. I'm like, I can't wait for us to just not have the thing I need. But we keep on having it. There it is. Open heart, clean breast. Nice, you actually get to see this quest line to the end. Oh, I haven't spoken to you before. That is you too. Yeah, every single... I know for a fact, every single multi-staged quest line like this has a trophy tied to it. So I do need to do all of these eventually. So getting one of them out the way now is... Well, the group quests, they're called, essentially. All the ones that have multiple people and have multiple steps to them. All of them have a trophy tied to them. Whilst the solos don't. The solos are just, like, generic side quests. So I do need to do this. So doing this now, well, it just saves hassle later. And because every time you do a side quest, you get a stat boost... My stats are creeping up as well, so I'm getting a actual like direct benefit out of this other than just the trophy and pickups. I'm getting stat boosts. Or growth boosts. I'm saving because we haven't saved in a while. And if we get this quest done now, it'll be a goodish time to wrap up because it's just turned 1 PM here in the UK. So it'll be a good time-ish to wrap up and then get myself some lunch. Hey, bitch. Megumi. Oh, hi, Shizuki. Can it wait? We're in the middle of something right now. There's something you needed. After Shizuki, me and Takehara have a lesson to get through, so if you don't mind, could you shut the hell up? Huh? I've made up my mind. I'm going to tell him the truth, all of it. The truth? Clean breast activated. Takehara, I'm sorry. I was lying when I accused you of SHing me. Shizuku, wait. Megumi asked me to do it. She told me it was what best friends did for each other. Megumi asked you to? Shizuki, what's gotten into you? You've been studying so hard, you're not thinking straight. You don't believe it, do you, Mr. Takehara? I would never do something like... I'm not finished! Her scheme was to put you in a tight spot, then make you owe her by helping you out of it. All she did is she could get closer to you. That was what this was about. In that case, there's no need for me to play along with this farce any longer. But Mr. Takehara! Oh, I get it now. You're just jealous that I'm getting close to Mr. Takehara now, aren't you? Excuse me? Why else would you lie? In fact, I'll bet your whole SH scare was just a ploy to get his attention too. Ha! Always trying to turn onto me. It's almost refreshing. Actually, that might just work. Am I into Mr. Takehara? Not in particular, but I do want to spite you, absolutely. So you know what? I will take him from you. This poor fucking teacher. Shizuku! What? Takehara? Obviously, you'd prefer a self-sacrificing friend like me over a cowardly skank like this, right? Just goes to show how devoted I can be, don't you think? Shizuku, please, enough is enough. Heh. Alright, you two can play this game. You're on, Shizuku. Let's see who manages to get Mr. Takehara first. Girls! Fine by me. Hope you're ready to lose. What did I do to deserve this? Drinking orange juice. I had apple juice this morning, actually, with my brekkie. Brekkie, like I'm a fucking child. You know what I meant. Breakfast. So who am I turning this into? Am I going back up to the roof? I'm assuming so. Completely out of hand. Yeah, and that's the last step. So it's like those two are just going to have a bitter rivalry, but then at least now it's reported and the teacher knows what's going on. And that's the end of it. Apple juice about it too. Yeah. I mean, I used to only have like orange juice for like breakfast, but I've been alternating it with apple juice recently. Try and spice it up a little bit. Oh, I need to unequip Open Heart. There it is, Lunatic Plus. Thanks for coming along. Doing that felt so liberating. Okay, you call it Breck. Yeah. First time I've ever been able to tell Megumi what was really on my mind. At the expense of my sanity. What? What are you talking about? If I didn't step in, you'd have given in to her eventually. You should be thanking me if anything. Actually, I feel like it just made things more complicated. Besides, you're the one who started all of this. Still, you can make up for it by helping me get my revenge. I beg your pardon, this squabble is between the two of you. I have nothing to do with it. I wish I had this level of, like, casualness with my teachers in school. That you can just engage them in your bullshit conversations like this. You have everything to do with it because you're the one who caught Megumi's eye in the first place. I did no such thing. It's the best way to give a just desserts for both of us. All you gotta do is fall in love with me, okay, Mr. Takehara? No! Please! My teaching career is in enough jeopardy, I'm begging you. Well, this took one heck of a turn. Guess we'll just have to see if he manages to control himself. Hang in there, Mr. Takihara. Obtained overdrive. Trophy unlocked. Extracurricular affair. Cleared the quest line. Extracurricular affair. Fucking... What's overdrive? Ooh! Sure, I'll chuck it. 120 to max it out. She earned it, but... Alright, I'm gonna go home. I've been in the school for like the past fucking, what? It feels like an hour? Doing that goddamn side quest? I mean, at least we got the side quest done. Let me save. And... I think that's a good place to wrap it. Yeah, about 3.5 hours. We got, because like the next time we meet up for this, let me just double check that I haven't got anywhere else to do. Oh wait, there is more shit in the academy. Hang on, before we wrap up, let me see what else is in the academy. This thing, there's more social interactions in the academy. Hang on, let me check this. I want to make it clean, so next time you can just immediately go into it. Like other than the side quest stuff. Hang on. Something to do with that locked door at the top, right? It says it's locked one way, so we can't open it. Is it on the roof? No? It says there's something in this... Alright, let me check that door. It is coloured green, so it might be something. The pop-in in this game is kind of brutal. The pop-in is hella noticeable. I know I'm playing the PS4 version. I imagine it's cleaner on the 5 version, but still. Yeah, it's locked on the other side. Alright, so I'm just gonna say we're done. If I find out what it is off screen, then we can start the next stream with it. But I think we're done. I think whatever I'm missing is probably tied to a quest. So let's GTF out of here. Is this door closed too? I haven't actually checked it. Annex is sealed off, okay. Let's get to a save point and warp out of here. Oh, I know where I haven't checked. Hang on. Before we vanish, I know where we haven't checked. I know there's a plot exclamation point there. Unless that is what it's telling me to go to, and this is something else. Oh, this might be something else, actually. By the way, Kanako, how have things been going between you and your boyfriend? They're going. We made plans to visit the planetarium together. What, seriously? You and Mr. Tall, rich and handsome? Damn, girl, I thought you two would be like weak tops. You know, Ko, rude much. Calm down, just messing. You really like that planetarium, though, huh, Kanako? Enough to visit on your own, even. Doesn't it ever get boring? No way, there's always something new to discover every time you go. Besides, I've always wanted to have a date there. It could be so romantic. If I were you, I'd just go to the mall like everyone else, especially with a man-shaped wallet like that on your arm. Oh, same here. That was the fun in that, the romance of passion, and you wonder why you can't land a boyfriend. Hey, you did not just go there. Calm down, I'm only teasing. I guess that was relevant. Or will be relevant. I wonder if the planetarium's the next dungeon. But where I was going to check was the Academy Station down here. Aha! We'll do this, then we'll wrap up. Hey, Nico. Oh, look who it is! Where are you going? Nico's beelining it home. It's cream puff night, and you're not going to catch this gal late at the table. Oh, I'm also going home. Oh, so your house is this way too? Oh yeah, there was something Nico forgot to ask you before. I forgot she does this whole Kuni route. Not Kuni. What's the one? Is it Chuni? Where you like talk to yourself in the third person? She does that. She does have the whole like cutesy girl routine. Want to be friends? If it's okay with you. We're always running into each other. It has to be a sign. Plus, you get to honorary title of Nico's first upperclassman pal. I'd be glad to. Thank you, thank you. You know, you're a lot nicer than you look. What are you trying to say? That came out wrong. It's not that you look mean, it's just super cool. Yeah, that intimidatingly too cool kind of cool. Yeah, official pals it is. Making more friends at school is so exciting. The more the merrier, as they say. Do you know what they say? Fucking Shadow the Hedgehog in my mind immediately. You know what they say? The more the merrier. Oh, but don't worry. Just because we're friends doesn't mean Nico's forgotten her manners. You're the boss, Madam Upperclassman. Well, looking forward to our future shenanigans together. I just want to scruff her hair and be like, okay, kid. What's your favourite dessert? Ooh. Ice cream? Like chocolate ice cream, but like in a bowl with a spoon. So you can just kind of like munch on it a little bit here and there. And then like anything that melts into the bowl you can drink afterwards. Right, now I think we're done. And I will wrap up. Like I said, with this week, I am going to be playing it a little bit more by ear. I know, like, my schedule is inconsistent at the best of time. But I'm going to be playing it a little bit by ear just because of, like although it feels like it's faded and it's mostly okay now, I don't want to, like, aggravate my, like, whatever that ear infection I had last week. I said, I don't know why, I got it on my right ear, when my right ear is the one that I never have the headphone over. Down because I don't like it in its milky state. That's fair enough. Fucking strawberry and custard, like as in like custard bowl. Like I know I'm going back to strawberries, so I can't help myself. But that's another pudding that I don't mind, like warm custard. But I digress. I'm wrapping up now. So yeah, I will at least be back tomorrow. But it's the rest of it. It's why I've only got 4 streams booked. Saturday on the schedule. I've got an asterisk on because it depends on how I feel. If I'm up for it, I will stream something that day. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do, whether it'll do more Caligula, more Final Fantasy, or something else. But at least for now, I'm keeping it to just 4 streams until like I know I'm okay, if that makes sense. But anyway, today we managed to get the garden all done. And we got a whole side story done. Our vitality's gone up to C+. Awesome. So our defense is better now. So when we next meet up, we will probably start looking out for the next musician, and by the sounds of it, maybe going to the planetarium, which could be a fun place for a dungeon. But until then, as always, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely really helps this channel grow. Additionally, you can find my Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal in the description of every single video. And if you want, I also have memberships if you feel like getting some emotes. Most of them are of my face, but I also have one of Sophie from Adelaide Sophie with like maths around her for being confused. But I digress. Until next time, you guys take care now. Peace.